is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee.
Broadcasting from the Main Street Media television studios in Nashville, Tennessee, it's time for Friday Night Live, the best high school football coverage in Middle Tennessee, featuring Tennessee Radio Hall of Famer George Plaster, Zach Womble, and Billy Derrick, and also reporters from Main Street Media. Friday Night Live is presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Fans, don't let fans drive drunk.
Good evening once again, everybody. Welcome in to another Friday night of high school football coverage. George Plaster over there, or is it over there? Either way, it's Billy Derrick. Billy, wave to him.
Everybody, this George is over here, but technically over here for
people
watching.
It's very confusing. And Casey Patrick filling in for Zach Womble, who left us to go see the Tennessee-Pittsburgh game. How you doing?
I'm all right, George. I'm a little disgusted Zach didn't take us with him, though. I mean, I'm really upset about it. I'd like to be in Pittsburgh myself.
Well, listen, that's a terrific game, and he's smart. If he was going to take off for one, this is the one to do it. So you drew the short straw. How did you end up in here? How were you told you're stuck with these guys?
Well, actually, I was asked if I wanted to do it, and I realized this building had air conditioning, so that was my first choice. I was going to come here tonight.
Wow.
No, Dave called me and he asked me what I thought about coming on with you, and I thought, man, that sounds like a fun night to me. So I decided I hate to miss the Harper Sycamore game, which is where I would have been tonight. That's a big matchup in that town, but this is a pretty good opportunity. I wanted to come here and hang out with you guys.
All right, I love it. I'm going to want you to get a little closer to the mic where we can hear you a little bit better.
I got you.
The dulcet, what are the words? The whatever tones that we got to get to. So, Billy, talk to me about 2 or 3 games tonight that we need to pay really close attention to.
Well, George, before we get to tonight, I want to talk about some of the games last night. There were some good games last night, really good games. We talked about Pope Prep facing Independence last week. They dominated Independence 45-14 last night. Kenny Minchie and that Knights offense continue to roll. I mean, they've been unstoppable. Josh Maylander, receiver, playing really well, transferred from the state of California. They've looked really good. So Pope Prep got a win. Father Ryan beat Cane Ridge. They got back on track. Really a dominant performance for Father Ryan. They put up 48 points, beat Cane Ridge 48-28. They had a running back, Mason Bryant, scored 4 touchdowns, only a sophomore, and they welcomed the NBA Big Red to Giacosa Stadium next week. So that one should be fun. A traditional rivalry.
They hate each other.
They hate each other. Hasn't gone Father Ryan's way as of late, as of the past 25 years, I think it is now. So we'll keep track of that one as well. Speaking of NBA, they beat CPA last night, 35-10. The Big Red now 4-0. They've beaten a lot of quality teams. Really good running back, of course. We know their quarterback, Marcel Reed. Jonathan Moore had 17 carries and 171 yards and a touchdown for NBA. So NBA keeps rolling. So those were last night, George. But tonight,
by the way, they had a huge crowd at that game. Those two schools are separated, I'm going to say 4 miles.
Yep.
They know each other, 2 private schools in the area.
Yep.
They know each other well. And,
no doubt. Coaches know each other well. Coach Uverard and Engel Martin done a tremendous job at those 2 programs. So obviously that one was a game to watch last night. The MSP game of the week, Main Street Prep's game of the week, is Oakland at Ravenwood tonight. Oakland is 3-0, Ravenwood 2-1. We'll be checking in with that one on 104.5 The Zone throughout the night as well. Is Oakland the team to beat in 6A? That's the question. I think a lot of people are asking. A lot of people believe they are. Oakland, that's pretty much they are every year. So it should be
been that way for a while.
Yeah,
and I think until somebody gets them, you have to say it is them.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they haven't been beaten. I think I saw a stat where Maryville is the only team to beat Oakland. You know, they've beaten them 3 times in the past 10, 15 years, something like that. So it's pretty crazy. Should be a good atmosphere at Ravenwood. Another one I'm watching, Coffee County at Page tonight. Really good matchup. Manchester, of course, that's where Coffee County is, making the hour-long trek up from Manchester to Franklin. Page has a really good quarterback, Colin Hurd. He threw for 207 yards, 3 touchdowns against Franklin last week. So Coffee County, Page, I'm also watching that one tonight, George. So there's a lot of others out there tonight. I know you guys have the games to watch that you guys have. But yeah, we've got guests on all throughout the night as well. So they'll be giving reports all through the night.
Casey, we're now to week 4. Anything stand out to you that that you want to bring up here?
Yeah, I think the parity in high school football has been a little bit spread out a little bit more this year. I think last year you had some teams that were just really, really dominant in a lot of performances that they had. And not to say that they're not dominant, but this year you see a lot of other teams that are maybe playing a little bit better than we expected them to coming into the season. And I think that's great because as we get to the rest of the year, you're only going to see more teams and more people kind of step up and hopefully have some different names and different people in the postseason this year. And that's always fun to watch.
Yeah. Any surprises in that area, people that have stepped up that you kind of would have said, didn't see that one coming?
Actually, I know we just got done talking about it, but NBA is a great team. Don't get me wrong. I know they were good last year too, but them beating McAllen last week, that was huge. And I think that's one thing where not only do they kind of think they're good, I think them kind of beating around McAllen like that really pushes them and gives them a confidence boost. And I think that'll be good for them. That was the first thing I thought of when you asked, but them beating McAllen is huge, I think, especially for the folks. And like you said, they're about 4 miles away from each other, but some really big communities that love their football there in that area. So I think that's huge for them.
George, we've got Mo Patton on the line.
Well, let's check in with the Hall of Famer. Mo has done double duty this week. He covered Pope Prep's big win last night, and he's got Summit at Blackman this evening. Mo, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Doing good. Let's talk first of all about what you saw last night.
Well, I did not see as much of Kenny Minchie as I had hoped, since it was my first opportunity to see him. I think he went out in Pope Prep's third offensive series last night. Of course, by then they were leading 21-0, thanks to a pair of Josh Melander pick sixes. So, but he kind of tweaked the shoulder, I think, a little bit. And with Baylor coming up next weekend, I think discretion was the better part of valor for Brian Sneed and the Pope Prep coaching staff. So they got him out. Wasn't like they needed him last night. But that is a good ball club, man. And if you pay too much attention to Kenny Minchie and that stable of receivers they've got, Maylander, Colin Cook, those other guys, Elijah Robb is going to gash you all night. 16 carries, 132, and 2 touchdowns last night. So they are very well balanced on offense, and they are very physical on defense. They've got the potential, even in that division, to make a run, I think.
Mo, let's talk about the game you've got tonight. We'll all kind of get involved in this. Tell me what you're expecting.
Blackman is playing really well right now. They lost their season opener to Brentwood, 23-14, but they bounced back and beat, I think, a pretty good Gallatin team. And then last week, they beat Riverdale to open Region 4 6A play, and I think they have kind of staked their claim as at least the second best team in this region. And so looking now to just continue that role. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can say about this Blackman team that hasn't already been said. They've got a receiver, Justin Brown, who is committed to Mississippi State. They've got a tight end, Ben Marshall, who is committed to California. Did not play last week because he was ejected from the Gallatin game a couple of weeks ago, but he'll be back tonight. They've got a quarterback, Jack Risner, who's pretty tough. I had a chance to see him last year in this game over in Spring Hill, and this team has really taken some steps forward since last season. And this is a really good Blackman team. They're going to be very competitive in this region every week. And this Summit team, obviously, when you lose 2 SEC signees, it kind of takes a toll on you. And I think they're still just trying to kind of figure out where they are right now.
Hey, Mo, Casey Patrick here. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm good, Casey. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I just wanted to ask you, and I know you kind of alluded to it just a second ago, but Summit losing those 2 huge pieces to Kentucky, the twin brothers, of course. What do you know about them and what they've been able to change so far this year to get back into the best, to get back into rhythm?
They are just kind of trying to do it in a strength by numbers kind of thing. You know, they returned a running back, Dominic Hollis, who was probably their number 3 rusher last year, but there was definitely a drop-off after Destin and Keaton Wade in the run game. And so, you know, trying to get him established a little bit, trying to get the senior quarterback, Austin Harvey, you know, get his feet on the ground and just get the players who, you know, were not in positions to be key contributors like they are now. And, you know, I've made the comment about assistant coaches, head coaches, you know, going from making suggestions to making decisions. I mean, you've got some guys now who, instead of watching Destin and Keaton, have got to actually step up and be those playmakers. And it's not real easy. So, and you know, the way Summit beat some folks here over the last little bit, people have kind of waited on this opportunity a little bit too, I think. So, you know, high school sports is kind of cyclical, and you know, when you've had a run like Summit has had the last little bit, it's bound to drop off a little.
Yeah. Hey, Mo, again, I'm sitting here looking at the rest of Blackman's schedule, and they've got Stewart's Creek next week and Antioch after that. Do you think Blackman can continue? I mean, they're off to 2-1, which is a really good start considering the schedule that they have played. Do you think they can continue to stay above 500 and continue to win and make a push for some more postseason glory?
I think the 2 key games, and I hesitate to point out key games in week 4, but, you know, Rockvale has gotten really good really quickly, and that's a region game for them. And then, of course, Oakland is a big-time crosstown rival, and as you all mentioned earlier, they are pretty much the kings of 6A until somebody says otherwise. So, but those are the 2 games that I would think Chandler Tigard and the Blaze kind of have circled at this point, having beaten Riverdale last week. Those are the 2 games that are going to pretty well determine, you know, whether they host a first-round playoff game, basically, to open the playoffs. So,
Mo, good report. By the way, I've got some good news to report, although it's very early. The Marlins lead the Mets 2-1 going to the 4th inning. We can use all the help we can get.
We can absolutely use all the help we can get. You know, didn't get a whole lot from Pittsburgh other than the 1 game, but yeah, we're not proud.
No, we'll take anything we can get. Great report.
Absolutely.
Check back in with us later on in the evening.
All right. Sounds good, guys.
Mo Patton on the assignment of Blackman tonight. That's one good football team there. Okay, I hear things going on the phone. What do we got there?
Things are going on the phone, George. We now go to Ivan O'Ronan, who is reporting live from the Warren County Mount Juliet game out there at Mount Juliet. Ivan, thanks for checking in. How you doing tonight? Thought we had Ivan.
He's not
there.
doing as well as you thought.
Yeah, I guess I guess not. Oh, I think we've got Ivan now. Ivan, you there?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Ivan, thanks for checking in. How are things looking as the game? I guess the game hasn't kicked off yet, but what are you expecting tonight from Warren County and Mount Juliet?
Yeah, we're about 15 minutes from kickoff here at the newly named Roger Perry Field at Mount Juliet. I'm sure that's a name that George recognizes quite well.
Oh, yeah.
They renamed the field for him last week. Took the Golden Bears to the state semifinals his last 2 years, won a state title at Portland. And, of course, his son Trey is now the head coach of Mount Juliet, so that was a big ceremony last week. But yeah, we have some real nice weather out here. Mount Juliet is 1-1. They lost their season opener to Gallatin and then had a very rare bye week in week 2. Came back last week and beat Hunters Lane to even their record at 1-1. Their biggest change last week in that Hunters Lane game, they started a sophomore quarterback, Tyler Travers. Their expected starting quarterback, Griff Throneberry, who is an Austin Peay commitment, has decided to have season-ending surgery, so he's done for the year. So they're breaking in a new quarterback rather quickly at Mount Juliet. He did throw for nearly 200 yards in his first start, so I think they'll be okay.
Ivan, let's talk a little bit about Warren County. Not that I know a lot, but I know that is a rabid fan base over there. I've done a high school game there, 40 years ago. That is a serious football hotbed.
It is. And talking to some coaches and other people this week and before the game, it's a very unusual Warren County team in that they have some very, very big and talented linemen, both offensively and defensively, but they're lacking a little bit in the skill positions. And usually it's the other way around for Warren County.
Hey, Ivan, what's going on, man? This is Casey Patrick. I was just going to ask you, I'm sitting here looking at Mount Juliet. I know last week 42-0, a pretty big win over Hunters Lane. I know they're not the powerhouse, but do you think Mount Juliet's going to be able to take some of that momentum from that game and take it into this week against Warren County?
I think they will. I think one thing that is going to help Mount Juliet also, certainly tonight and for the next few weeks, starting tonight, they play 5 of their next 6 games at home. And so they're very comfortable here. They have good crowds. They like what they're doing at home. So I think that will help them. I think if you break it down, the 2 best offenses in this region are Green Hill and Mount Juliet as far as skill players, scoring points quickly, moving the ball, keeping the ball. I think those 2 are above the rest of the teams in the region. Of course, they play the last game of the regular season. But I think they got their offense started last week. They were able to do some things, get a lot of players in the game, and I think that will definitely carry over this week.
Okay, now I know I may be in the minority here, but I was kind of surprised when Gallatin got that week 1 win over them. So do you think, again, just to bring up that Hunters Lane win last week, do you think that's going to be able to help them get back on track? Because like I said, that first week to me was kind of surprising for Mount Juliet to lose that game. So do you think they're going to be able to get back on track?
I think they will. I think one thing, like I said, they were very happy that they were able to get their new quarterback a lot of reps, a lot of game experience. It wasn't a close game that they had to worry about, some situations that they might need to worry about in the next few games down the line, but they seem to have settled in Travers fairly comfortably last week. I think that will definitely carry over this week.
Ivan, thank you so much for taking the time to join us early on.
Sure.
You brought up something earlier that is so true. The weather, at least for tonight, much improved off what we saw last Friday, and we're all appreciative of that. Give us a holler back later.
See you after the game, guys. Have a good night.
Ivan Aronin reporting from Mount Juliet, home team taking on Warren County. I think we go to a break. We're probably about 12 to 15 minutes away from most of the games in this area kicking off. You're listening to Friday Night Live. You're also watching it on Main Street Media Television.
For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome every opportunity to serve and satisfy their clients. Whether you are looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and remodel is unique, luxurious, completed on time, and within budget. Contact them today to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects by logging on to donleytimmons.com.
Do you love bacon? I mean, do you really love bacon? Who doesn't, right? The 3rd annual Murfreesboro Bacon Fest is coming up Saturday, September 10th. Admission and parking are free. The Bacon Festival will feature live music, food, and craft vendors. And did I say bacon? You can ride a mechanical hog ride. Visit the Kids Zone with free inflatables. There will also be hourly raffles with great prizes and an opportunity to purchase Bacon Festival merchandise. And did I say bacon? Yeah, there will even be a bacon eating contest. Visit the 3rd annual Murfreesboro Bacon Festival Facebook page for all the details.
Jody Jones Dentistry can handle all your dental needs, from the basics to cosmetic procedures. All of this in the nicest dental facility I have ever seen. Jody has done it right. They're located conveniently at 55 Music Square East, and for an appointment, it's simple. Dial 615-259-5100 and tell them Plaz sent you. When you're thinking about golf, consider Riverside Golf Links. Under new ownership, the course has improved dramatically. It's now 27 holes, complemented by a 9-hole executive course. Book a tee time now at 615-847-5074 and get ready to enjoy the beauty of golf in the Old Hickory area at Riverside Golf Links.
I'm Bart Durham. I was sworn in as a lawyer in 1963, and I've been working as a lawyer since then.
We're a firm that does exclusively personal injury, a lot of tractor-trailer crashes. Insurance companies will open up their checkbooks when you force them to.
We have systems that work.
We get the most money for our clients in the shortest amount of time.
I'm Blair Durham. My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
This is attorney Bart Durham, and this is me. I'm Aaliyah. Keeping in good physical condition is really important to me. But when I had a wreck with a tractor-trailer truck that hurt my legs so bad I couldn't work for almost a year, I knew I needed a lawyer that understood tractor-trailer cases. So I called Bart. Bart gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
At Bart Durham Injury Law, we've handled hundreds of tractor-trailer cases.
My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
Hi, this is Melissa Hoisington, Regional Crisis Director from Volunteer Behavioral Health. Disasters can affect everything in your life, including your emotional health. Help is available during these uncertain times. The Tennessee Recovery Project is a free, supportive resource for adults and children who have experienced the effects of natural or human-caused disasters. Specialists are available for counseling by phone or in person. For free, confidential service, please call 833-954-2424. The hotline is open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Move forward with the help from the Tennessee Recovery Project.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good. I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor.
I thought I could hold my liquor.
Welcome back in to, I think I'm right, week number 4 of the high school football season. George Plaster, Casey Patrick, and over in that corner, Billy Derrick. We'll be getting you all the scores. You see at the bottom of the screen, the crawler. We've got that man tonight, so we'll be able to get you scores that are right up to date. There is a college game going on right now. Louisville got trashed a week ago at Syracuse to the tune of 31-7, and I have no doubt that their coaching staff went off afterwards. Louisville took the opening kickoff tonight at Central Florida, scored to go up 7-0. The Central Florida has just retaliated, kicked the extra point now. They're tied 7-7 about midway through the first quarter. Central Florida, their quarterback is John Rice Plumlee, who transferred from Ole Miss. You remember about 3 years ago, Plumlee was Lane Kiffin's quarterback, but that all changed when Matt Corral started to develop. And Billy, I wonder, as I watch John Rice Plumlee, is he better today than what Ole Miss is using?
Well, I don't know, George. I think we got to see a few more games in the season. Ole Miss, we didn't get to see a whole lot of Dart, and what he's really made of last week. I'd be willing to bet, though, Lane Kiffin's sitting there kind of kicking himself right now saying, hey, I wish we wouldn't have let John Rice Plumlee go too soon there and, not give him his respect because he's playing with a chip on his shoulder.
And
he's
a great athlete.
Yeah, great athlete, great guy. Really, I root for a guy like that. And, I expect good things from him. He's already scored they've already put a touchdown up on the board, like you said, 7-7 tonight.
7-7. We'll keep you updated on that one. By the way, Casey, the Marlins having an absolute explosion offensively. They have scored again.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. But they lead the Mets 3-1 in the fifth inning down in Florida. As a Braves fan, we must root for the Marlins.
Yeah, no, and they don't even have Jose Urena on staff anymore, so I don't really have a reason to hate them. So that's fine by me. They're down in the cellar of the NL East anyway with Washington, so it doesn't matter what they do. But if they can keep the Mets from winning, that'll help us out.
It'd be a huge upset because they have, for the last 6 weeks, been a AAA major league kind of lineup. They can't hit for squat.
No, they can't. They've been awful. But it is nice to see that explosion against the Mets.
3 runs equals explosion. Okay, so what else you got over there?
George, I got a couple other games to watch tonight that I haven't mentioned yet. I know Brian Stewart was talking about the Gallatin Station Camp game tonight. That's a big one. Gallatin last week beat West Creek 19-7. It was kind of a tough grind out game. They did rush for 265 yards. They've got a running back, Zakian Brinkley, who is very good. They had 123 yards on the ground last week. So Gallatin and Station Camp, a couple of 2-1 teams, is another game I'm watching. Another battle, George, a couple of Christian schools, Grace Christian and Friendship Christian, going at it tonight. That is at Friendship Christian. Both those teams have played well this year. They're both 3-0. Friendship Christian is averaging 51 points per game this year. So they've put up some big numbers.
They need to get better.
Well, there's going to be a lot of points tonight. Bet the over. Grace Christian and Friendship Christian. A couple of really good quarterbacks. Garrett Weekly at Friendship and then Jackson Height at Grace Christian. So good matchups. I don't know if it's as good as last week, but there's still some good matchups tonight. Henry County at Brentwood is another one I'm watching. And a Metro matchup, Hillsboro and East Nashville. Hillsboro is very down this year. They're 0-3. East Nashville is one of the better teams in Metro. They're 3-0 this year. So there's definitely some good games to watch tonight.
And Traquan Waters, too, the running back at East Nashville, I think he had, over 200 yards last week against Stratford. Yep. I know Stratford's really down. Don't get me wrong. I get that that's a program that's not very happy with where they're at. But Waters is one of the best running backs in Metro. A lot of people don't know about him.
Yeah, they got a really good quarterback, too, Zach Beard. He went off against Father Ryan. They beat up Father Ryan in week 1. And East Nashville has a really, really good team. So, and I'll be interested to see how Hillsboro, do they get back on track in Metro tonight?
Casey, in recent years, all the focus has been on the private schools in this area. Are we having a little bit of an uptick in Metro football?
I think you are, but I think we are, but I think it's mostly because football itself is evolving, and so whenever you've got athletes, coaches are learning. Hey, if you've got athletes on your team, get them in space, get them the ball, let them run. And a lot of these teams, especially in Metro and a lot of teams that we cover, I mean, there's just athletes everywhere, and they may be playing the wrong sport. They may not be playing any sport at all, but if you can get them out there and get them in a football jersey, get them the ball in some space, you can put up some points. And I think a lot of people are starting to figure that out now. You're not lining up with 2 tight ends and a fullback anymore, and 3 yards of cloud of dust type deal. People want to get in space. They want to move the ball up and down the field, and that's why you're seeing a lot of that.
Give me, in your opinion, maybe the 2 or 3 best Metro teams that are out there.
Oh Lord, it's kind of hard to square that down, but man, that one's rough.
I'll hop in and say I think Cane Ridge has played really well this year. They lost to Father Ryan, but you see a public Metro team like that face up against a private school team. That's just tough. I mean, they just usually don't match up well. They usually don't play well in the second half, in particular. There's just no depth, and they're not as conditioned either. And this isn't a knock against public school teams, but a lot of the players, they're not as, the coaches simply aren't as strict. There's more leeway, because at a private school, there's not as many players, during practice saying, hey, I'm out of here. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but there's more leeway. They're not as hard on their guys. So, but that does allow, that does allow other private school teams to just kind of bully them with their depth in the second half of a lot of those games. So, but George, I do think there has been an uptick. Cane Ridge is really good. East Nashville came out of nowhere last year to make a run late, and they've kind of carried that over. Pearl Cone always has athletes. And you've seen
Pearl Cone playing Creekwood tonight as well, too.
Right.
Creekwood's one of the teams I cover. That's one of the games I'm going to miss out. I love going to Pearl Cone. That's one of the best places to go watch football.
Yeah, talk about an underrated area for football. They love football. They love every sport over there, but that's you've always got good crowds out there.
And I'll throw in a plug. If you're going over there, go to Sweats for pregame.
There you go. Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up Cane Ridge, too, because that was one of the sheets I'm looking at here. I know they did lose last night to Father Ryan, but they're 3-1. They've still got a really good record. They're going to have an opportunity to possibly host some games. I think they're good enough that they could host the first round playoff game.
Yeah.
So Cane Ridge, definitely talented. I wasn't sure what to expect out of them, but they have looked really good so far to start out the year.
Yeah, another private school, George, we talked about last week, Franklin Road Academy. They're 3-0 this year, and they welcome Columbia Academy. They travel actually to Columbia Academy. Columbia Academy against Franklin Road Academy. That's another one I'm watching. Can FRA keep it rolling? Coach Geisinger's done a really good job over there. They beat Davidson Academy last week, I think it was, right, George? So that's another one I'm watching. Forgot about that one.
He has done a really good job now at 2 different places, and I don't think it's a coincidence.
No.
The guy is a really good football coach. Of course, played on the collegiate level at Vandy. You've watched him some. What is it that he does so well?
Well, I think it's really important to resonate with the people around you. And if you can do that and kind of get everybody to buy in, that obviously helps. And I think that's where it all starts, especially when you've got a winning program.
Right. And I think it helped him to be at another private school. I don't know that he was going to make a switch from a private school to a public school, but staying at the private level we talked about it, George. It's a little bit easier over there with FRA as opposed to playing in Division II AAA. Just throwing that out there. But, it's been pretty seamless. Really impressive to see what he's done over there at FRA. And really cool story on Main Street Preps. I think Tyler Palmatier was all over this one. Joe Crocker, a big product offensive lineman at FRA, is committed to Mississippi State. And it was really perfect timing for Crocker to welcome in Geisinger, a guy that was a lineman in the SEC and play in the NFL as well, to kind of help him elevate his game as well. So it's all kind of worked out right now for FRA.
Guys, is it me or is Mississippi State getting in here a bunch?
They are.
Yeah, and that's one thing I was just thinking about that too, because of course right here on my sheet we got Chris Parson, the quarterback, Mississippi State commit. So, good for them. Apparently, and this is something that I know Zach Womble, he's talked about with me before. He's not exactly happy with how much Tennessee hasn't recruited this area. Of course, being a Tennessee fan. But these other schools, if you're not going to recruit this area, these other schools are going to come through. And that's at least 2 now I know that Mississippi State got their hands on.
Right. And I think it says a lot about Mid-State recruiting and how much it has improved over the past 2-3 years. I mean, the type of talent and the level and the depth of talent of these guys, you've got Division I recruits everywhere. I mean, public schools, private schools. I think that goes hand in hand with a school like Mississippi State, Ole Miss. You're starting to see bigger name schools at a lot of these, high schools because they want to try to get, talented guys in there.
Well, one of the other things that was going on until Clark Lee got to Vandy, you never saw Derek Mason's staff in this area at all. That was a real mystery to me. Among the things I didn't understand about the Derek Mason era was the lack of any real recruiting in the Nashville, Middle Tennessee area. And it showed up in a variety of ways. You'd go to games and you would see some really good kickers in this area. And then you would watch Vanderbilt's kicking game back during the Mason era. And you're like, how can you not be looking at some of these kids?
Yeah, and again, the same problem for basically all of the schools here in Tennessee as far as colleges go. I mean, because kicker, it is kind of weird that you bring that up because kicker is one of the positions that around here there seems to be a lot of talent in, and it's like that. It's punters, a lot of the specialty groups, stuff like that. But you just don't see a lot of. I never saw any of the Vanderbilt folks recruiting at any of the games I was at here in the Mid-State. And again, I mean, I think that may be part of the reason why Derek Mason's no longer there. I mean, you come out, if you go out here and you get some good talent, you may be able to keep your job.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
There's a direct recruiting correlation. I know we're getting into Vandy here, but there's a direct recruiting correlation with why he's no longer there. He wasn't bringing in talent anymore. I mean, it's really as simple as that. George, we've got a couple early scores here that have been flowed in. Blaine Keller is at Greenbrier and Lawrence County. Greenbrier up early on Lawrence County, 6-0. The Bobcats recover the opening kickoff, and they score on the first play from scrimmage for an 18-yard touchdown. So Greenbrier is up early on Lawrence County. Also, Columbia Academy leads FRA 7-0. Nathan Thomas stripped the FRA returner on the kickoff and returns it for a touchdown. So a couple early scores. Landon Seacrest is over at that one. Columbia Academy and FRA. CA leads FRA 7-0.
The anthem had not yet finished.
No.
Before they scored.
And all of a sudden, we've got live updates here. This is from FRA Athletics. FRA has already cut it to 7-6. Ty Clark, their running back, has already scored a touchdown. He is very good. He ran really hard against Davidson Academy last week, and he already gets back on the board for FRA. So we could be set for a shootout there. FRA and Columbia Academy.
When it looks like you broke about 3 or 4 tackles in this little video they got going too. So, I think I can kind of back up that Ty Clark is being good statement. But I'm down for any kind of shootout. If whether it's this college game or some of these high school games, shootouts are always fun.
No doubt about it. I think we'll see it tomorrow morning over in West End too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also happy that it doesn't sound like we're having to play meteorologist tonight.
Oh man, it's such a relief after last week. Casey, you were you were probably at a game struggling. I guess everybody was struggling, but man, we were struggling in here. We were I think we repeated ourselves about 8 different times on certain topics. Because we didn't have games to talk about.
I didn't have any issues. You guys could have called me. We didn't have any rain. I got out of that parking lot as fast as I could. I got home and then it started pouring down.
Lucky you.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. I'm going to take all the luck I can get because I've never had it in the first 30 years of my life. So I'm going to take it this week.
Where were you?
I was at Dickson County. They played Overton. That was a heck of a ball game for Overton. They played really, really well. Dixon did not play very well at all. But that's where I was at Dickson County, which was nice because it was about 10 minutes away from the house too. So
not bad.
Took advantage of that.
You had the easiest out of everybody last week.
I absolutely did.
Tell me a little bit about Overton, and I keep up with that school a little bit for no other reason than the late great Nick Koutras was. How do I say this? My grandmother's godchild. Mm-hmm. That was a big win for them.
Yeah, it really was a big win, especially after they had a big win the week before that. And you'll have to excuse me. I can't remember who they played, but they had a big win the week before that. And then they come into Dixon, and in the Dixon Post, I wrote that I thought Dixon had a really good chance to win that game. Dixon hasn't been very good lately. but they had been on the up and up, and Overton came in and just absolutely wiped the floor with them. It was 35-0. They had I think Overton started out and they wanted to really have a high flying offense. They threw it a little bit, but after they started to realize that they could just punch the ball right through the middle, that's what they started to do. And all three of those senior running backs or two senior running backs and a junior, I believe, got in the rotation. And I don't know what they wound up finishing with, but it was quite a few yards.
Yeah, Overton seems to be a school that sneaks up on people every year. They've got talent really every year. It's just about them putting it together for 4 quarters. That's what it's about for a lot of these public schools.
Well, so go ahead. Sorry.
It's an unbelievable tradition going back to when I was in school, which some of you were thinking was before the Peloponnesian War. But we digress.
I didn't know that, George. I was 100% unaware of the tradition at Overton. I was blind by it. I know I'm 22 and you're,
stop there.
Older. It's
Thank
just
you,
the word.
Casey.
Yes. No,
but,
absolutely.
I had no clue. And so listening to George and talking to Chris Koutris about his dad and of course my grandfather Bill coached against Nick Koutris' legendary rivalry, Follow Ryan and Overton. So, and talking about some of the crowds and you wish to see that back. You hope to see that comes back for Overton. And obviously it may not ever be what it was. But that's kind of I think hidden gem, Overton, I think.
And I will say one other thing too. It's been a while since I've been there on campus, but I was there for a basketball game a few years ago. That's one of my favorite gyms in Tennessee, or at least in the mid-state. It's
pretty cool.
It's not massive, it's not huge, but it's really cool, and I like how it fits. It fits everybody in. They've got a few levels. It's a great place to be at, especially for the tournament I was at. So they had teams running in and out. I kind of do like Overton myself, plus the Mookie Betts connection and everything. It's pretty cool, I think.
I liked it better before he was a Dodger.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree with that.
George, we got a couple more scores here. I know we got to go to a break, though. Rossview up early on Clarksville Northeast, 7-0. Brady McAtamney is out at that one. So Rossview leads Northeast early, 7-0. Middle Tennessee Christian School and Mount Juliet Christian. Fun matchup out there. MTCS leads early, 8-0 over Mount Juliet Christian Academy. So we got some early scores starting to trickle in, George. And if you need scores, just follow Main Street Preps on Twitter. They do a phenomenal job. That's where I'm at right now, and it's basically a score bug on Twitter for really every. We've got reporters, feel like 15, 20 different reporters at the biggest games. So this is where you need to be if you need high school scores.
Not only does it feel like it, it's true. So you stick with us throughout the evening. The show is Friday Night Live, and this is Main Street Media Television.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
You really good try.
There aren't any cops around. I didn't think there were any cops around.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang on, okay? Rub your hands, where you are right now.
Hi, this is Melissa Hoisington, Regional Crisis Director from Volunteer Behavioral Health. Disasters can affect everything in your life, including your emotional health. Help is available during these uncertain times. The Tennessee Recovery Project is a free, supportive resource for adults and children who have experienced the effects of natural or human-caused disasters. Specialists are available for counseling by phone or in person. For free, confidential service, please call 833-954-2424. The hotline is open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Move forward with the help from the Tennessee Recovery Project.
This is attorney Bart Durham, and this is me. I'm Aaliyah. Keeping in good physical condition is really important to me. But when I had a wreck with a tractor-trailer truck that hurt my legs so bad I couldn't work for almost a year, I knew I needed a lawyer that understood tractor-trailer cases. So I called Bart. Bart gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
At Bar Durham Injury Law, we've handled hundreds of tractor-trailer cases.
My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
When you're thinking about golf, consider Riverside Golf Links. Under new ownership, the course has improved dramatically. It's now 27 holes, complemented by a 9-hole executive course. Book a tee time now at 615-847-5074 and get ready to enjoy the beauty of golf in the Old Hickory area at Riverside Golf Links. Jody Jones Dentistry can handle all your dental needs, from the basics to cosmetic procedures. All of this in the nicest dental facility I have ever seen. Jody has done it right. They're located conveniently at 55 Music Square East, and for an appointment, it's simple. Dial 615-259-5100 and tell them Plaz sent you.
Do you love bacon? I mean, do you really love bacon? Who doesn't, right? The 3rd annual Murfreesboro Bacon Fest is coming up Saturday, September 10th. Admission and parking are free. The Bacon Festival will feature live music, food, and craft vendors. And did I say bacon? You can ride a mechanical hog ride. Visit the Kids Zone with free inflatables. There will also be hourly raffles with great prizes and an opportunity to purchase Bacon Festival merchandise. And did I say bacon? Yeah, there will even be a bacon eating contest. Visit the 3rd annual Murfreesboro Bacon Festival Facebook page for all the details.
For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome every opportunity to serve and satisfy their clients. Whether you are looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and remodel is unique, luxurious, completed on time, and within budget. Contact them today to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects by logging on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
We are back here on Friday Night Live. George Plaster, Casey Patrick. Let's point that way to Billy Derrick. I have a scoreboard update here on Friday Night
Live. Look at that.
Yeah. Louisville, Central Florida. They're tied 7-7 early in the second quarter down in Orlando. Louisville has just missed a 40-yard field goal, and so they continue to be 7-7. And as soon as their crawler moves a little faster, I'll give you one more score, which is of real interest to me and may not mean a thing to you. But I'm interested in the Marlins and the Mets, and I need them to scroll just a little bit quicker.
Pirates lead the Cardinals 4-0.
4-1 Marlins, bottom 5 down in Florida.
How about that?
The New York lead is a half game at the moment. The Braves are in Seattle. They'll play later on tonight. I know you've got some scores as well, Billy, so whatever you may have, take it away.
I do, George. MTCS leads Mount Juliet Christian, not 8-0 anymore. They're already up 15-0. So MTCS up early 15-0 on Mount Juliet Christian. Pearl Cone strikes first with a 1-yard touchdown run to lead Creekwood early in that one, 7-0. So that's a game I'd like to be at. I know you'd like to be over there too, Casey. But of course, in here with us, Pearl-Cohn leads Creekwood early, 7-0 there. Rossview extends their lead over Northeast 10-0. So a few scores trickling in here.
And of course, if you're watching us, and you should be, all of this will be on the crawler at the bottom of the screen. And as more and more scores pop in, you're really going to like that service.
Yeah, and if the Marlins score another run, they may get drug tested tomorrow by the MLB. This is just insane what they're doing with that offense.
Offensive
it will
explosion.
actually equal their month of August output.
I could believe that.
And the people in Miami love it.
Well, and they've got a great pitching
All six
staff.
of them.
Yeah, they've got a great pitching staff. They really do. If they could score runs, they'd be a decent baseball team.
And that's the shame of it, is they've got a really good young pitching staff. Sandy Alcantara is
best pitcher.
He's certainly up there. He has not been as good in the last 3 weeks, and there's this belief that maybe fatigue is set in for him. But through most of this year, he'd have been your Cy Young Award winner in the National League.
You almost feel bad for the guy, the fact that he's got to play in Miami with that organization. And, I mean, he's got to kind of say, hey, listen, I need to cool it here. Give me a break here for a second.
It's a tough environment. They play in front of nobody.
Well, yeah,
there'll be more people at most of the high school games tonight around this area.
It's like the Mausoleum in Oakland.
Well, and I know that the Marlins were really excited when the Angels came to town, because Shohei Ohtani was bringing like 10,000 people with him to every stadium he was playing at. So I know that was huge for Miami.
Central Florida is about to score.
Rice Plumlee is running all over them.
They're in the Central Florida red zone, for lack of a better. I couldn't come up with anything.
The Central Florida red zone.
Yes, absolutely. And so that 7-7 tie may be out the window here soon. I know we're going to check in on some games tonight with some live listen-ins, if you will. What games are we kind of looking at?
Well, George, the first one we can check in on is Oakland and Ravenwood. Of course, that is the 104.5 The Zone game. I know Joe Fisher and Greg Pogue were at NBA CPA last night. So, but yeah, George, we can check in here momentarily with Oakland and Ravenwood. Casey, do you like Oakland in that one? You think Ravenwood has any shot in that one tonight?
I think Ravenwood is a really good football team. I think Oakland is the best football team. And I think Oakland is going to win by probably 3 touchdowns. And I know that seems like a lot, but I really believe that. They've got 4 guys that could start for most of the other schools in Tennessee at running back. They're going to run it down Ravenwood's throat.
Casey, if you took classifications out of it, is Oakland the best team in the state?
In my opinion, yes. And I think there are a lot of people that would argue that, and that's fine. I get told I'm wrong all the time, and I can deal with that. But I think Oakland is the best team in the state.
Who would you go maybe 2 and 3?
Man, the whole state. I really like. I do like Lipscomb. I think they're really, really strong.
And guess who they play tomorrow night? They've played teams from all over the damn country. Calvert Hall from Maryland. Tomorrow night is going over
here.
Yeah, they're coming down to Nashville, and they've got a really good quarterback. He's going to William and Mary. Hank Brown at Lipscomb, he's going to Liberty. So much talent over there at Lipscomb. So I would argue Lipscomb, just because of they are the closer team to me. I don't know as much about Oakland, but the consistency of Oakland, that's hard to argue.
No, absolutely.
And what Creasy has done, they're the dynasty in Tennessee. And did Oakland beat Lipscomb last year? Or did they play? They played in the regular season. Am I wrong about that? I think Lipscomb might have edged that, might have beat them, but
I'm pretty sure they won, because I don't think Oakland's lost in quite a while.
Right, you're probably right. So
I
until it happens, I'm with you, Casey. But yeah, Lipscomb would definitely be my number 2 team.
They're close. They are close.
Right.
Too.
I've heard a lot of good things about Lebanon too. Lebanon is, I think they're still in the top 5, Main Street Prep's top 25. So
and hey, the Tommy Bryan, he talks them up, and of course that's his team. He covers
the
them.
Blue Devils.
He knows them better than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
He's told us quite a bit of positive stuff about them. I don't know for certain, but I'd like to see him play myself.
Another team I throw in is NBA. I mean, NBA has been dominant this year. No matter who they've played, they've beaten a lot of really good teams, and NBA would be in the top 5 for me too. Maybe even further up there too. George, before we go to 104.5 The Zone, Gallatin and Station Camp tied at 7 late in the first quarter there. So that's a game I'm really keeping an eye on out there. I think that one is at Station Camp. So the Gallatin Green Wave making the trek out there. I'd love to see what kind of an atmosphere is out there tonight, but we can send it out to Ravenwood if you'd like right now, George.
Let's do that.
All right. Oakland and Ravenwood, we send it over to 104.5. That is the Main Street Preps game of the week.
Your favorite products and brands customized with your logo. At CustomInk.com, you can easily make your mark on all sorts of products, including water bottles, backpacks, polos, jackets, and so much more. Make Custom Ink your go-to business partner with great customer service, quality products, and all-in pricing with personalized help when you need it and an easy-to-use website when you don't. All backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Go to CustomInk.com to get started today.
Madison Ridgeland Academy out of Mississippi. That was a 56-33 win, Lucas, for Kevin Creasy's team 2 weeks ago. That's not a normal Kevin Creasy scoreline.
No, it's strange to see, but this team can get into shootouts, and that very may well be what they need to do here tonight at Ravenwood to get the win, at least if the first couple of drives are any indication, Will. And we've got a few scores coming down early first quarter action happening around the mid-state. Clarksville leads Dixon County 6-0, Station Camp 7, Gallatin 0, and Page on top of Coffee County 7-0 in the first. Of course, we'll be with you until 11 p.m. for Friday night finals after the game.
So after the Oakland timeout, Ravenwood has brought the punt team, and I'm a little surprised, Lucas.
Yeah, maybe trying to catch the Oakland defense off guard there, and they're going to go ahead and play some defense.
Punt safe defense for the Patriots. Back deep to receive is Collins. Punt is away from Anderson. High end-over-end kick. That's going to bounce at the 20-yard line, right below that red Raptor logo here on this artificial turf surface. It's going to take 2 bounces towards the near sideline, out at the 21-yard line where it'll be first down and 10. A 28-yard punt, but the job done. The field is flipped as Oakland takes over for drive number 2 and play number 2 coming up in a moment.
Right. I bet Chris Parson really wanted to go for that 4th down, Will, but I don't hate the call from Coach Hester to get away from the opportunity of giving Oakland a short field again. We remember what happened the last time they did that.
Breaking the huddle in that old-school Patriots look. Oakland on 1st and 10 from their own 20, traveling from left to right. On play action, Cade Hewitt going to go deep. Has a man, caught, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, and down right there, Quincy Jackson. My goodness, one by land and one by air. Oakland on the doorstep again after just one play. A 69-yard hookup between Hewitt and Jackson.
Anytime they've aired it out this season, Will, it's been to Quincy Jackson. He's averaged over 45 yards per catch this year, 181 receiving yards coming into this game. That big chunk play certainly keeps pace with that.
All the way down to the 12-yard line, they'll call it. 1st and 10, and now tempo from Oakland. High formation, give, up the middle, pocket, falls straight down into a wall of black and gold. Kind of went down awkwardly there, right where he started at the line of scrimmage at the 12-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
What a weapon it is, Will, for a flex-bone offense to have a quarterback that can air it out like Cade Hewitt can, especially with the experience he got doing that so much in 2021.
A 7-7 tie. Oakland on the doorstep, 2nd down 10 from the Ravenwood 12. Halfway through quarter number 1. Hewitt, hands off, Puckett up the middle. Penalty flag flies as he gets to the 10 and rumbles his way forward to the 7-yard line. Flag was thrown on the near sideline of the 12-yard line. Our referee, Billy Fellman, will tell us exactly who this one's against. Landon Gullett, the junior linebacker, made the stop.
If Oakland can score without needing their quarterback, Cade Hewitt, to carry the ball a single time, if they can score 2 touchdowns doing that, I'm sure we'll have a very happy Kevin Creasy here in the first quarter.
Illegal procedure on Oakland. They'll march him back 5 yards. Quickly for Ravenwood on defense. Sam Christian, Mason Long, and Cooper Robertson up front. Ryan Evans, Landon Gullett, Drake Stolenwerk, and Tanner Schuch make the linebacker core. Nathan Okahazi, Lucas Houston, the corners. Philip Erickson and Jack Henry Jakovic, the safeties. After the penalty, second down and 15. Oakland from the Ravenwood 17-yard line. Shotgun set, rare for Oakland. Hewitt on play action. Throws left side, complete. Khalil James at the 15. By a man at the 10, and shoestring down at the 5. More like a clothesline from the Ravenwood defense. All they could do to bring down the speedy Khalil James down near the first down marker at the 4. We'll see where they spot it.
You know, Kevin Creasy talking to us this week, talked about the running threat of Cade Hewitt, the duo of Tamari Hill, CJ Puckett, said, throw in Khalil James just for good measure. But you're right, that was a violent tackle. A lot of those are going to be needed tonight for this Ravenwood defense.
Third down and very short as Oakland breaks its huddle in the shotgun set again. Hewitt takes the give, calls his own number, burrows his head, and he's in. Touchdown, Oakland Patriots. With 4:56 to play in quarter number 1, Cade Hewitt says, I see your quarterback touchdown run, and I will raise you one of my own. Oakland gets its first lead of the night.
And certainly a different running style from Chris Parson. He's not as shifty, certainly not as fast, but Cade Hewitt is the strongest player on this football team. According to Kevin Creasy, weighs in at 240 pounds. That's a unique number for a starting quarterback. And when he gets ahead of steam, Will, he's a tough guy to stop. Has averaged almost 10 yards per carry this year, and he was running downhill when he had that play inside the 5.
Kick is up and good from Jacob Taylor, and Oakland back in the driver's seat. Patriots 14, Ravenwood Raptors 7 with 4:56 to play in quarter number 1. So after the surprising decision for Will Hester to punt the football away, Oakland takes advantage. What needs to change here for Ravenwood?
Well, they got to march down the field and score, and I don't know that anything really changes, Will, because they were moving the ball well. They were ready to move quick and go for that 4th and 4, and then Oakland calls the timeout. They changed their mind. Avoid a 4th down situation where you have to weigh that decision, but if you're Ravenwood, keep doing what you're doing. Keep mixing it up, getting the ball in the hands of different playmakers, and let Chris Parson use his legs to his advantage. There's no question, though, you have to keep up with this Oakland Patriots offense. A touchdown here, really important for Ravenwood to get points on this drive.
Good crowd here at Ravenwood High School. Love this new facility. New field looks great. Artificial turf surface, the scarlet red R looking like the Rutgers red. The Rutgers logo at midfield. The black end zones with red and gold Raptors plastered on each side. The kick sails through the end zone for a touchback. It'll be first down and 10. Ravenwood from its own 20, trailing Oakland 14-7, behind for the first time in this football game.
Is a great environment out here in Williamson County. We've got drones zipping around above the turf trying to get the best shots of the action here. Student sections are juiced up. We'll see if Ravenwood can keep pace on this drive.
Got to say, I'm still getting used to drones flying around at high school football
It's
games.
become kind of the norm.
Really has. First and 10, Parson in the gun. His tailback this time is Carter Pace, standing at his left hip. Parson takes the shotgun snap, run pass option, pump fakes. Now comes back to his right, and he's going to be swallowed up by a pack of Patriots for a sack. First sack of the night for an Oakland defense that has 8 this season, make it 9, and it's a big loss for Chris Parson. Back to his own 14-yard line, a loss of 6 on first and 10. And it would be easier to tell you, Lucas, who was not in on that tackle for Oakland.
Little bit of indecision there from Parson, and Oakland kept their eyes on him the whole way.
Senior Cameron Floyd led the charge for the men in all white tonight. Second down, 16. Ravenwood from its own 14. Trailing 14-7. Parson steps up, runs to his right, and he's got open field to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, by a man at the 50, and he will hop out of bounds at the Oakland 45-yard line. A pickup of 41, just gliding over this new turf surface, flipping the field for a Raptors first and 10.
You know, sometimes the decision to pull it down and spin away from pressure can cost you like it did on that last play. Sometimes it can pay off hugely, and that's what happened there.
Got a whistle at the end of this play. And our referee, Billy Fellman, is talking with his crew. There are no flags on the field. I wonder if we have a clock issue.
You know, Mike Leach isn't necessarily known for having dual threat, running, athletic quarterbacks in that air raid offense, Will. After watching Chris Parson multiple times as they pick up the flag, I'm very intrigued to see what he's going to look like in that Mike Leach offense.
So twitchy. Moves quickly laterally. And he's got as big an arm as anybody in Middle Tennessee. So there was a flag on the near sideline hiding from us. It's been waved off. It's 1st and 10, Ravenwood from the Oakland 47. Give goes up the middle. Pace shimmying by one man at the 45. Moving the pile down to the 40, and he's going to get down to the 39-yard line. So quick moving between the trees at the line of scrimmage. He'll get 8 yards on 1st down and 10.
Yeah, he's been the bell cow running back for Ravenwood this season. Experienced guy with 6 touchdowns to his name through the first 3 weeks.
Parson in the gun. Man in motion left to right. Colton Pace. They fake the pitch to the right side. Man wide open right side. Caught at the 15. Ethan Smith down to the 10. By a man at the 5, and he's chopped down there. The deception from Ravenwood schemes a man wide open. That man was Colton Pace. And it's 1st down and goal down at the 5-yard line of Oakland.
Yeah, I love that prompting indecision from the Oakland defense. Will, you had 2 receivers streaking wide open next to each other. All you had to do was pick one.
Parson on the ball. 1st down and goal. Give up the middle. Pace navigating the traffic and ending up in the end zone. Ravenwood strikes back quickly once again. And it's touchdown run number 7 of the season for the junior Carter Pace. The Raptors an extra point away from tying up a track meet in Brentwood.
How about the fireworks in the first quarter in this one? Already 4 total touchdowns, and what a response from Ravenwood. Will, not only did they go down after having to punt on the last series, but they were way behind the sticks. After that sack on Parson, he picks up a huge chunk to get into Oakland territory and lets his bell cow running back, Carter Pace, punch it in.
Ansel Anderson's extra point is up and good. And 8 minutes and 55 seconds into this non-region heavyweight bout. We've got a tie football game once again, 14 apiece between Oakland here at Ravenwood.
I wonder if Oakland, Will, is going to look to chew some clock and keep the ball out of Chris Parsons' hands. Let him get a little cold on the sidelines. We've seen them move quick just because they've been picking up so much yardage. They score on 1 play on the first drive. They score on about 3 plays on the second drive. They're not going to turn down those big chunk plays that lead to quick touchdowns, but wonder the first long, drawn-out series we see from Oakland. That's got to be coming soon.
Similar to what Will Hester told us too, Luke, is that at times they would put the foot on the gas pedal, and at times they would just wait and let the tempo of the game dictate the tempo of what they did on offense.
Right, and Ravenwood wants to dictate the tempo. They want to go quickly. They don't want to huddle. They want to move. Oakland, I think, has the ability to do a little bit of everything, and that goes back to what Will Hester told us about them showing up and being able to play multiple offenses in one game.
Jeremiah Collins and Tamari Hill are back deep, standing at their own 10. Getting the kick from Crabtree. It's a good one. Collins will eventually take it off a couple of hops at his own 5, and he's got a lot of black jerseys around him towards the near sideline. He is taken down immediately at the 10. Big special teams play. Ravenwood is going to try to make Oakland have to go 90 yards to take the lead back.
Special teams, always an opportunity for an edge when you're trying to pull off an upset. And when a team comes into your place with a 33-game winning streak, there's no question you're trying to pull off an upset. But now what can the defense do with it here for Ravenwood?
2:58 to play from the shadow of their own goalpost. Patriots have it 1st and 10 at their own 10. Cade Hewitt, former Riverdale quarterback, stands in the gun. Sweet play up the middle to the 15-yard line. And immediately down with it is Tamari Hill. And that is the inside linebacker, Tanner Shuk, the alpha of this defense, Lucas, who's played a lot of football, who made the stop for a pickup of 5.
Yeah, and the front 7 has to be an edge with the returning experience for Ravenwood, given what they lost. Shuk, a huge leader for this team, 17 tackles, a pair of TFLs on the season.
Shuk and Ryan Evans switching places on the defensive front, a 5-man defensive front, as Oakland goes under center. Sweet play left side, flags. And we got some motion by somebody up front. Billy Fellman looks at us. It is offsides on Ravenwood. Maybe trying to time up the snap count right there and time up the motion of Khalil James running from right to left in the flexbone offense.
Yeah, you can't give Oakland any advantages, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I don't think it's quite enough for the first down. Will, it's going to be 2nd and inches here, but that's a piece of cake for this Oakland offense to have 2 downs, pick up a few inches.
6-man defensive front for Ravenwood. 2nd down, inches, same play. James running left side, cuts inside of the numbers, tries to go up the middle. He might not have even gotten back to where he started. Great pursuit and containment from Ravenwood. Drake Stolenwork made the stop.
Yeah, he kind of made the decision to stop following his blockers, Will, and move to the middle of the field. Maybe a touch early there. I thought if he had sort of followed the convoy, he would have walked across that 20-yard line to pick up the first down.
One of those linebackers shaken up at the end of the play for Ravenwood. And that is Landon Gullett, their starting inside linebacker. So Ryan Ray, senior who has 7 tackles this year, steps in for him at inside linebacker on a crucial 3rd down and inches. Hewitt under center, gives, Puckett running up the middle, pushing the pile. He's going to have enough. Didn't on the first effort, but good job continuing through the whistle by the Oakland offensive line, moving the chains for a pickup of 1 on a 1st and 10.
Cade Hewitt all the way on that far sideline, talking to his head coach, getting the play call. What a leader for this team Hewitt has been after transferring in from Riverdale last year, as he mentioned, first time that he's had a full offseason under his belt, much like Chris Parson on the Ravenwood side, and you've really seen it pay off for both quarterbacks.
It's the call from his head coach, Kevin Creasy. Legend in his own right at Trousdale County. And now a winner of 99 games in this his 8th season at Oakland. Flexbone set. They fake the pitch left. They come back right. This is Hill up the middle to the 25, to the 30, down to the 33-yard line where he'll eventually be stopped. A good job by Mason Long, the nose tackle, coming back to make the stop on Hill. It's a pickup of 10 and a first down.
Yeah, that's where you talk about assignment defense being so critical. With that fake pitch, it opens up the slightest hole, and Oakland has so many players that can punch that hole with quickness and take advantage of it to move the chains.
Final minute of quarter number 1. Oakland 14, Ravenwood 14. Patriots with the football at their own 32. Shotgun snap. Hewitt gives. James, misdirection, left side. He's got room. 35 to the 40. Outside the numbers to the 45 to the 50. Into Ravenwood territory, and he'll sprint out of bounds like a sprinter out of the blocks at the Raptors' 45-yard line. A pickup of 25. Another chunk play on the ground. And Oakland back in Ravenwood side of the 50.
Well, I believe it was Nathan Okubazi who went stride for stride with James there to push him out of bounds on the far sideline. Give him credit there, because if he gets the edge, he's gone for a score.
Flexbone set again. We've seen a little bit of everything from Oakland. On 1st and 10 at the 45, Hill on a pitch, running right, cuts up field, gets some little bit of space, and that space closes quickly at the 40-yard line. Making the stop is Tanner Shute, the senior, who's forced a fumble, has 17 tackles to lead this defense, and was in the right spot at the right time, but still a 5-yard pickup for the Patriots.
Love a good bear hug tackle there. That's exactly what that was from Shute. Standing tall, just wrap your arms around him and go right down with him.
So that's how the first quarter is going to end. I'm out of breath, and you probably are too. Oakland 14, Ravenwood 14. Some explosive plays, some powerful runs, and 2 very good football teams. 12 minutes down.
Okay, so for the first time in a while, Oakland running into a little bit of adversity.
It's good
so
for
Casey, it is good for them.
Got to be.
How do they handle it? They're not used to it.
Well, if you're an Oakland fan, you want them to handle it well, obviously. And I think they're doing probably what they can right now as far as offense. They've been able to score. They did have the lead just a minute ago. I guess they still do 14-7. So
it's 14-14.
14. Okay, yep. So it's tied now. But honestly, I think I don't know what they need to do. I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm pretty sure that this should help them at least later on in the year, because this isn't the first time they're going to be tied in a football game after it starts.
Well, when I ask that question, I always think back to one of UNLV's great basketball teams that had no challenges in the regular season, and all of a sudden a Mike Krzyzewski Duke team got them in the Final Four, had them down most of the night, and UNLV didn't know what to do. They had never faced that. And I always think of that now when I ask that kind of question, because at some point you have to fight some adversity. It's just not that easy.
Yeah, I agree with Casey too. I mean, this is really good for them, especially early on in the season. I mean, this is week 4, and this is a good challenge. Coach Creasy probably he knew it going into it too. At Ravenwood, that's a challenge for anybody. I mean, NBA had to go do it. I know they dominated them, and we'll see how Oakland does tonight. But we're going to learn a lot about Oakland tonight and see kind of what they're made of and what kind of fibers are inside of them and that team and that culture. And credit to Ravenwood though. Ravenwood. They've been up and down, kind of a roller coaster type year. They've had a really tough schedule. Of course, they start off the season with NBA, but I think I really like what they've done tonight. I mean, really impressed by Ravenwood.
And honestly, it's just as good for them to be in this game like this as it is for Oakland to be in a game too, because Oakland can use this to grow. And Ravenwood, depending on how they have started this year, they can use something like this to really gain confidence. And especially in this second half, if this game is still tied or a one-score game going into the second half, if you've got a group of young men that believe they can win a football game, that's when they can go out there and win a football game. So who knows what could happen?
No doubt about it. And we've got a guy of our very own, Tyler Palmatier, is live there from this game, Oakland and Ravenwood. Tyler, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, guys. I'm guessing with this game being on television that you're able to catch a few glimpses here and there.
I forgot we're watching college football tonight, Tyler. George, I don't know. I won't blame this on you, George, but we are watching college football tonight.
Yeah, I'm not apologizing for that.
Tyler says blasphemy.
Hey, Tyler.
What's going on?
Deal with it.
Hey, guys, there's some secrets you just got to keep to yourselves.
Well, look, you can go into any sports department in America. They've got that Louisville Central Florida game on. It's vital to the college football world. So we were just talking seriously, though, before you called. This has got to be good for Oakland to have to deal with a little bit of this.
Yeah, I think so. I think any coach would probably tell you the same thing. They haven't really, but they've played a good schedule. There's really nothing to knock on their schedule, but they haven't really been pushed too much. So, yeah, I think this is a good test for them. And man, it's just been blow for blow. I mean, Oakland covered all of the 90 plus yards on his first 2 plays of the game. First actual play from scrimmage was a 30-yard touchdown from Tamari Hill. And Ravenwood just from the outset just went tempo. So it's the game. It's really been at a breakneck speed here, and I'm impressed that Ravenwood has come out and really kind of laid not back down. And you could even say throwing a punch here early, because I think physicality is an area where this game looked like Oakland maybe had an edge, but Ravenwood's playing hard, and so it's shown on the scoreboard, because it's been a pretty competitive game.
Tyler, do you see a scenario where Ravenwood will have the staying power to take this deep into the second half and still be right there?
I don't know. I just think it's so hard against Oakland with the wing tee that they run and the misdirection, and it just wears you down. It's not even just the guys up front. It's linebackers and watching where that football is going to be, and there's maybe not a whole lot of people running the wing tee, but it's such a great high school offense because your quarterback, and Cade Hewitt's a good quarterback for them who can really run it, but he's accurate enough too. You can, when the pass opens up, he can get it there. And as they're doing right now, Oakland can kind of go out of a little wildcat at times, and just a lot of little things you can do with that offense. And I think it is designed to kind of wear you down. So it's going to be on Ravenwood to not let that happen.
Hey, Tyler, Casey Patrick here. You doing all right tonight, bud?
Hey, yep, you bet.
Oh, good. I just wanted to ask you. I want to tell you too. I read a little bit of your article previewing the top 10 games in the Mid-State this week, and of course, this is where I got quite a bit of information about Oakland, especially tonight. But you wrote that Mason Bell, Cade Hewitt, C.J. Puckett, and Tamari Hill were all really big pieces of this offense. I know you were just talking about them. Are they as fun to watch in person as they are as fun to read about?
Well, Tamari Hill is kind of a highlight reel type guy. He certainly is. I think the other guys is kind of by committee, and which is that's not a bad problem to have as an offense, especially early in the year when you got 4 or 5 guys that you're just going to see if they can run it. as we get here, Oakland has a 4th and 4 just inside the 10. So big play upcoming for the Patriots here. I'll try and fill you in. But, yeah, they're fun to watch. Tamari Hill's only a sophomore. He's got an offer from Memphis. So when you got a D1 offer on the table as a sophomore, you're doing something right. And I think we're just going to hear that guy's name more and more over the next 3 years as we go on. He's got a lot of speed and a lot of movement. Oakland calls a timeout here, so we have to wait for that play. But, yeah, they are exciting to watch, you know, and everything has run with real efficiency. Kevin Greasy he knows how to, you know, this is a well-rehearsed, experienced kind of offensive scheme. So they all run it really well.
How impressive, Casey, to be offered a scholarship D1 as a sophomore.
I remember when I was a sophomore in high school, I wasn't old enough to drive yet. So, you know, that's good for that young man. And you hope he can use that type of opportunity to kind of make something out of himself, go get him a college education. And who knows what could happen, you know, if you're good enough at football. But, hey, Tyler.
Yeah, guys.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I doubt Memphis is the last to arrive. Sometimes the in-state schools, it's a good time to get in on guys like that. So, but I think that list is really going to grow.
Oh, absolutely. Tyler, I was going to say one other thing too. We finally got this game on the television here in the studio. It looks like it's quite a few fans there. Is it pretty packed?
Yeah, great crowd. Oakland brought a pretty good crowd. You know, it's not shoulder to shoulder over there, but I guess we were talking about this earlier. When you're the road team and games on TV, it's not a bad night to maybe stay home and relax and maybe watch it at home. But yeah, it's a great crowd, and why not? I mean, it's a beautiful night. We're hitting some prime football nights here, so man, it's a fun place to be on a cool Friday night for sure.
30,000 at the gate, Tyler?
I don't know if they'll get that tonight. I'm not very good estimating I'm not good at estimating either crowds or how much money they may have brought in with them. But we on the podcast this week, that's what Ravenwood coach Will Hester told us, that the NBA game brought in $30,000 in gate money, which is really impressive. I mean, that's definitely why you want to schedule some good non-region games in addition to just getting maybe an additional test. But and that home revenue is huge when you're just either building a program or trying to sustain one or enhance one. So it could be close. I don't see why not.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Get back to us if you find it out, if you find that number out. But
I'll go up to the gate guy right now and ask him where he's at.
Appreciate
Oakland's lining up for a field goal right now.
Gotcha. We're a little bit behind. I think we're about 30 seconds behind you on this TV back here in the studio. Okay. So we'll see about that. But Tyler, I got one more question for you. On Chris Parson tonight, what have you seen from him? And kind of, you know, I know you went to the NBA. I think you were at the NBA Ravenwood game in week 1. Kind of his progression. You know, any differences from him in week 1 now to week 4?
Yeah, he's pretty polished. I think I saw him in week 1 last year. I think he's a guy. He's really he doesn't have any problem getting himself keyed up for games. He's got some emotions. He's just really passionate about football. I think he takes a couple games to settle in. I think he's a little antsy maybe in week 1, but he does look a little more settled down tonight. I mean, he's got a couple great runs already, a 60-plus yard pass, and he's operating him out of that tempo offense when they do it really well. So he looks as good as advertised tonight. And, you know, for them to win, we talked about defense. You got to be able to stop Oakland, but they're going to need some big plays from him. I think they're just going to really need some kind of Chris Parson magic at times to get out of here with a win.
So Oakland goes up 17-14, huh?
17-14 Oakland, and we're going to kick it back off here, and let's see how long Ravenwood takes this drive. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad time to milk a long drive and go score. I mean, it's never a bad time for that, but really with 8:20 before half, good opportunity here for maybe them to use some clock and either tie this thing up or go ahead.
Tyler, great report, and I know you'll be thrilled to know that Central Florida missed a field goal. They lead Louisville 14-7. The high school kid knocks it dead center. The college kid,
That's why we're watching the high school game now.
Well, I'll be sure to be checking up on that UCF score.
You do
here at halftime. We'll see how they're doing. I got a couple buddies that went to UCF, so I'm sure they'll fill me in at some point. But
and it's important to those people in Louisville.
Well, we're all football junkies. I mean, we need it one way or the other. So maybe you guys need a second TV in there.
Oh, we've got to. We've got a screen limit going on here on YouTube TV. So we've been getting messages there. So, but we're
get
gonna
a third TV for us.
That's the great thing about being an adult. There's no screen time limitation.
You got that right.
Tyler, thank you as always.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Tyler Palmatier reporting from the Ravenwood Murfreesboro Oakland game. It's a tight one right now, 17-14. We have late word that Zach Womble and others are at PNC Park in Pittsburgh.
They've made their presence felt.
I've been there twice. That is one of the really underrated, great baseball stadiums in America.
They deserve a better team.
Oh, my God. Goes without saying. By the way, Mets have scored a couple. It's 4-3 Marlins, bottom 6. Braves need a good Marlins bullpen.
Hang in there, Marlins. Come on.
That's a good old-fashioned shootout for the Marlins, isn't it?
They're not used to those.
No.
So,
George, we've got a big old scoreboard update coming up.
Then let's
not yet though. I need to compile. I need to
yet?
compile a few more. This is the best time of the night. I got to compile a few more, and then I'll give a big old scoreboard update right after the break.
Okay, then let's go to the break. We're closing in on a lot of halftimes in the first half of a lot of these games that start at 7:00 Central. And so you see the crawler at the bottom of the screen. When we come back, Billy will update that and more. This is Friday Night Live on Main Street Media Television.
For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome every opportunity to serve and satisfy their clients. Whether you are looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and remodel is unique, luxurious, completed on time, and within budget. Contact them today to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects by logging on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
Do you love bacon? I mean, do you really love bacon? Who doesn't, right? The 3rd annual Murfreesboro Bacon Fest is coming up Saturday, September 10th. Admission and parking are free. The Bacon Festival will feature live music, food, and craft vendors. And did I say bacon? You can ride a mechanical hog ride. Visit the Kids Zone with free inflatables. There will also be hourly raffles with great prizes and an opportunity to purchase Bacon Festival merchandise. And did I say bacon? Yeah. There will even be a bacon eating contest. Visit the 3rd annual Murfreesboro Bacon Festival Facebook page for all the details.
Jody Jones Dentistry can handle all your dental needs, from the basics to cosmetic procedures. All of this in the nicest dental facility I have ever seen. Jody has done it right. They're located conveniently at 55 Music Square East, and for an appointment, it's simple. Dial 615-259-5100 and tell them Plaz sent you.
This is attorney Bart Durham, and this is me. I'm Aaliyah. Keeping in good physical condition is really important to me. But when I had a wreck with a tractor trailer truck that hurt my legs so bad I couldn't work for almost a year, I knew I needed a lawyer that understood tractor trailer cases. So I called Bart. Bart gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
At Bart Durham Injury Law, we've handled hundreds of tractor trailer cases.
My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
Hi, this is Melissa Hoisington, Regional Crisis Director from Volunteer Behavioral Health. Disasters can affect everything in your life, including your emotional health. Help is available during these uncertain times. The Tennessee Recovery Project is a free, supportive resource for adults and children who have experienced the effects of natural or human-caused disasters. Specialists are available for counseling by phone or in person. For free, confidential service, please call 833-954-2424. The hotline is open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Move forward with the help from the Tennessee Recovery Project.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour. It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
You really good try.
There aren't any cops around. I didn't think there were any cops around.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang on, okay? Cover your name, sir. Where you are right now. Now.
Welcome into what is the 8 o'clock hour. I'll get myself situated back into the picture here a little bit. There we go. George Plaster, Casey Patrick filling in for Zach Womble. He clearly drew the short straw. And Billy Derrick, who has this amazing award-winning scoreboard update at 8 o'clock on the button.
On the button, George, and we are ready for the first scoreboard update of the night, powered by Donnelly Timmons Custom Builders. Visit DonnellyTimmons.com for more information. We start with the Main Street Preps game of the week. Oakland and Ravenwood tied at 14, and we were just watching that game on TV. Of course, we got a report from Tyler Palmatier. We had a listen-in on 104.5 The Zone. We've been all over that one tonight. We'll continue to keep you updated. Oakland and Ravenwood tied at 14. Station Camp leads Gallatin 14-13 at the end of the second quarter in that one. So Gallatin and Station Camp, big one we'll be keeping an eye on. Of course, tonight as well, Grace Christian leads Friendship Christian also 7-0. Henry County up on Brentwood 6-0. East Nashville leads Hillsboro 8-0. And Green Hill and Columbia Academy are tied at 7. Clarksville leads Dixon County 12-0. FRA leads Columbia Academy 42-7. Harpeth up on Sycamore 21-0. Mount Juliet leads Warren County 14-0. MTCS all over Mount Juliet Christian 42-0. Nolensville up big on Liberty Creek 27-0. Rossview leads Clarksville Northeast 10-0. Westview leads Fairview 7-0. Brentwood Academy up on West Haven 14-7. Greenbrier leads Lawrence County 15-0. Rockville and Lincoln County are tied at 7. Hardin County and USJ, University School of Jackson, down in Jackson, Tennessee. Hardin County leads 7-6. Pearl Cone leads Creekwood 14-0. So those are the scores I've got so far. Of course, most of them, we've got 14-7s, 7-0, 10-7. Clarksville actually leads Dixon 26-7. So Clarksville starting to extend that one. That one is at the half. Brady McAtamney is out there at that one. So that's what we've got so far for the first scoreboard update of the night. If you consider that. Not one of the longer scoreboard updates, but of course we will have scores coming in all throughout the night. Of course, Donnelly Timmons Custom Builders is the sponsor.
And with less than a minute to play in the first half down in Florida, Central Florida leads Louisville 14-7. But Casey, back to what's going on here. You've heard those scores. Give me a couple, 3 things that maybe stand out to you.
Well, I'm going to be a little selfish real quick. I know that Dixon is down big right now to Clarksville. I actually picked Clarksville to win the game. I'm not surprised that they are winning. But that score kind of lets me know what's happening with Dixon right now. That probably a lot of the same what happened last week. A lot of kids getting down on themselves on the sideline. And I'm sorry, I know I probably shouldn't talk about Dixon too much, but that is one of the teams I covered. I know most about them, but that kind of points out to me. And then the other one, Harpeth actually scored a touchdown the first play of the second quarter. So they're up 28-0 now. That was my photographer's there. And so that was the last update I got from him. But other than that, I think most of the games are going kind of how we expected them to. Of course, that Oakland Ravenwood game is still close.
Ravenwood's up 21-17. Chris Parson just had an incredible touchdown run, 10 yards. He's running wild. Second quarter, it's not halftime yet. Of course, Oakland still has, 2 more quarters here, but look out. Ravenwood leads 21-17. What a game that is.
Here's the thing you knew. For them to have any chance at all, Parson was going to have to play out of his mind.
Yeah,
and he has
so far. So that score is out there. Brentwood Academy is up on Whitehaven down in Memphis right now, 28-7. Zakayan Brinkley scored a touchdown for Gallatin. I mentioned that score. Gallatin 13-7. That was 14 minutes ago though, so there could have been an update there. 14-13 right now. Station Camp actually leads that one. So those are the scores we've got so far right now. Westview and Fairview going on right now. Last score we got there, Westview up 7-0. Ensworth and Holy Innocents School in Georgia. That game is at Ensworth, tied at 6 at the half as well. So that's what we've got right now.
That Fairview score is a little that's a little different to me. I've seen them play a few times. And especially against Creekwood, it was either last week or a few weeks ago, their offense was really starting to grow. They've got junior quarterback McCoy there, who is the basketball coach's son. Big athletic kid, can really play. He could probably play baseball and lacrosse and anything else that he wanted to, that type of athlete. But their offense had looked like it had started to figure a few things out, but they're scoreless right now.
Right, yeah. Pearl Cone is up on Creekwood 21-7 as well. So Pearl Cone starting to distance themselves in that one. So Station Camp and Gallatin are at the half officially, though, by the way, 14-13 lead for Station Camp. So we'll kind of keep giving you these updates. All of a sudden, we got a score from Westview and Fairview. Westview is up 20-0 right now. So there's a score there. Page leads Coffee County 7-0.
I bet that's a fun game to watch too, because I don't know a lot about Coffee County, but Page has been putting up some scores on some people so far this year. I mean, they're not a bad program. So I mean, they know how to play football. They know how to win. So that's got to be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, Coffee County, proud program. They love it down there in Manchester. Of course, it's really them, and I mean, who else in Manchester you got? I mean, it's really Coffee County High School. That's what you've got down there. So passionate fan base. Warren County.
Big fan base.
Oh, yeah. Big fan base. Warren County struggling tonight big time. Mount Juliet all over them, 27-0 at the half. The Golden Bears playing really well. They've got some talent, as they usually do every year. Mount Juliet playing well tonight. They are all over Warren County, 27-0. That's one I'm a little surprised by. I mean, Warren County is a team they were really good a couple years ago, had a decent team last year as well. Mount Juliet, though, making quick work of them.
Big old stadium, seats about 10,000. They a lot of
10,000.
Oh yes, and
at
a lot
Warren
of them.
County.
When your grandfather was the coach at Father Ryan, I did a game there, and it was one of the great atmospheres in Tennessee high school football. That was a blast to do a game from.
Wow, 10,000 at a high school game sounds like Texas.
A little bit. It's funny. I got to see about 30 minutes of the movie Friday Night Lights recently on AMC. And I think, that movie's gotten criticized some. But you know what, Casey? What it really says is down there, it is a way of life. There is an importance they attach to it that is incredible.
It's almost like a religion. And I know that Texas people love their God too, so I don't want to get into that, but they love their football a lot too. And I mean, we're looking at, some of these stadiums right now. But they do. They pack massive buildings for high school football games. And they sell tickets like a professional team would. I mean, you pay a little bit more to sit up front, you pay a little bit less to sit up top. So they do take it serious, and good for them. I'm glad they got something they like doing.
In the movie, for those of you who haven't seen it in a while, it had been a while since I had seen it. They basically play, as part of the movie, the state title game. Permian and I don't remember who the other team was. They played at the Astrodome.
Really?
And they have, in the movie, about 60,000 people there. Now, how they went about shooting it, I don't know. But I know from people that are from down there that it's not a total exaggeration.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not. But George, we've got an update coming here from Chris Yao. He is checking in from the Columbia Green Hill game. Chris, last score I saw from that one was 7-7. What's the latest out there?
It's 17-13 here at halftime as Sam Crickmeyer just hit a 25-yard field goal as time expired going into halftime. So really good football game here. Green Hill, Columbia Central. It's been pretty much a dogfight from the beginning. Both teams swinging hard on offense and playing solid defense. Special teams has been huge in this one thus far, actually.
We can hear the crowd in the background. Got a good crowd?
Yeah, it's been a solid night. Green Hill brought probably 150 folks, but Columbia Central it's senior night here, so the field here at Jim Cartwright Field in Murray County Park is absolutely packed on the Columbia Central side, and I think that's had a lot to do with the way that their defense has responded to this Green Hill offense, which has busted a couple of big plays, but has also stalled late in drops.
Hey, Chris, I know this is Casey. How you doing, man? I know that Columbia Central hadn't had the greatest start to the year so far. Of course, they do have that 14-13 overtime win against Dixon. But do you think they've got a chance to kind of get the track or get the ship righted? I guess. Do you think they've got a chance to get back on track?
Well, I can tell you, before the season started, if you asked any player or coach who was on this team last year, the game they had circled on their calendar was this one right here. And I think a lot of them might have been looking to this one all year long. Obviously, last year, losing to this team both times and including the second round playoff loss. So when Green Hill came into this game, they were running into a lot of kids who were ready to play. And if Columbia Central was able to pull this game off and find a way to win, I think it would absolutely put a huge feather in their cap. I think they would take that momentum into region play. This is a huge game for Columbia Central. If they were able to find a way to win this, it would be a massive turnaround after last week's loss at Franklin County.
Chris, what was the score out there, and who's leading that one, real quick again?
Right now it's Green Hill 17, Columbia Central 13. Just a couple of things here. Caleb Carver has been a massive player for Green Hill. He's had a couple of kickoff returns that have gone across the 50, a couple of receptions. This guy is absolutely killing it right now. 2 punt returns for 68 yards, 2 kick returns for 91 yards. It's just been the Caleb Carver show for Green Hill. So kudos to that young man. He's had a heck of a ball game.
Now, hey, Chris, did you say it's senior night out there tonight?
It is, in fact, senior night out here.
A little early for that.
Well, that's what I was thinking too when they said that. But I think they do a couple of other different things. I think they have some other pageantry type things throughout the year here. So I don't know what's going on. But, yeah, it seemed a little early in week 4 to be having senior night. But, hey, who am I to judge?
It's usually pretty fun when you do get to have some of the, like you said, the pageantry of high school football. And I know the score and everything. That's important, and that's what we do. But it's got to be a lot of fun to watch those kids have a good time and get to do the stuff that they enjoy to do. Right.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you, this is the first time that I've seen a band in full uniform all season. So week 4, finally, September's here. We've got bands in full uniform. They're not in shirts and t-shirts and gym shorts. So I'm happy. The purple fuzzy things coming off the hats. What are those called? Does anyone know what those are called? The little fuzzy things that come off the hats? I don't know. But Columbia Central's got that, and they look really good. Also, I don't know if you guys know this. Alcoa leads Maryville 20-14 with 2:54 to go. I just got a text from my buddy who's covering that game out there. How about that?
That's 2 powers in the East Tennessee area. I think I heard you say 20-14 Alcoa.
With 2:54 to play in the game.
Wow, because they have, that is basically their kryptonite is trying to get through Maryville, which. Of course, has been a power in this state for, 25, 30 years. I bet they packed them in with a shoehorn.
If the first time they beat Maryville in, 15 years is the first year without Gary Rankin, that would be awfully ironic, wouldn't it?
You're right. That's crazy because he built that Alcoa thing into something really special. And by the way, I'll give you one. Marlins lead New York 4-3, top 7 down in Florida.
Wait, okay. So did they got out of the bases loaded jam? They did. Top of the 8th.
Top of the 8th. Beautiful. Okay, you're a little ahead of me then.
There were two outs in the top of the 7th with the bases loaded, and the Marlins got out of the jam. So I'll take that. Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's root them on. We need a good Marlin bullpen, Chris.
Absolutely, we do. Thanks, guys, for hanging out, and enjoy listening to the show tonight.
Hey, thank you for the report. Appreciate it. That's Chris Yao reporting for us. What do you got over there?
Well, George, working on some more people getting in here.
Okay.
We've got Russell Venozzi maybe coming soon. We've also got Brady McAtamney also potentially coming soon as well. So we're going to try to work on getting Russell Venozzi in here. And I'm forgetting where Russell is tonight. Obviously, we can ask him about that.
Russell, I know, had CPA and MBA last night. And in fact, if you'll give me about 30 seconds, Russell has Father Ryan at Cane Ridge.
Well, he was there last night.
Well, then he doesn't have that.
Yeah, Russell, we're trying to figure out where you are right now. Let us know where you are.
Yes, I'm at East Nashville, Hillsboro right now, and last night I was at CPA MBA.
Gotcha.
So I at least had half of it right.
Yeah, we were all over the place there. Russell.
It's okay. It's a lot to keep up with.
Russell, East Nashville, Hillsboro. The last looking at your tour, the last tweet I saw at the half, East leads Hillsboro 8-0. Looks like it's been a little bit of a slugfest out there, huh?
Yeah, it has been a slugfest is one way to describe it. It's been sloppy, a lot of penalties. There was one point where East Nashville threw interception, and then Hillsboro fumbled it right back, and then East Nashville fumbled it right back. So we've gotten past that. We got past that in the first quarter. And East Nashville was able to get on track and score a touchdown. Zach Beard ran it in for a 1-yard quarterback keeper. But that's the only difference right now. Hillsboro is hanging in there. It looks to me like they've got at least 10 players out and injured, including their starting quarterback, Deshaun Trotter. So they're putting up a pretty good fight here against East Nashville, which is, of course, 3-0 and has big-time state title aspirations this year after finishing second last year.
Russell, let me ask you about the Hillsboro program. Of course, they have seen success. Of course, Maurice Fitzgerald was there for a long time. They had a very successful program over there. Have you learned anything about them tonight and why maybe they have fallen off, especially starting this year 0-3?
Well, I'm pretty impressed actually that they're hanging with East Nashville as they are. I thought maybe this would be a little more of a one-sided game, but yeah, I mean they're kind of figuring things out. They transitioned to a new head coach last year, Anthony Brown, who was promoted from within, and talent kind of comes and goes in cycles, and they've graduated a lot of great players over the last few years. And it seems like right now they're working to build up that depth and experience, and it's tough, especially when you have a quarterback injury early in the season. Not sure how serious that is. I'm going to try to find out after the game, but that complicates things. So 0-3, but this showing here tonight, I would say, is making me more optimistic about maybe their outlook for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Russell, I was going to say that was Billy just actually stole my question, so good for him. But that's what I was going to say. Hillsboro hasn't really had a whole lot of success this year, and of course, East Nashville's played fairly well. So how surprised are you at the fact that Hillsboro is kind of hanging with them right now?
Yeah, they are. I missed. I think we broke up for a second there, so I missed what you were saying for a minute, Casey. But
I was just asking, how surprised are you that they are hanging with them?
Yeah, I mean, it's been. Well, I won't say it's been a great game because, like I said, it's been pretty sloppy. But no, it's been a tight game. There's a good crowd here. There was actually a couple of Tennessee Titans here earlier that helped out with the pregame coin toss. Rashad Weaver and Ola Adaney, the two outside linebackers for the Titans, were here. That was pretty cool. Added to the atmosphere a little bit, but. Yeah, I guess if you like offense, this hasn't really been the game for you. It's still 8-0 here with about 9 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Take the under.
Yes, definitely.
Well, anything else on y'all's end? I don't think so. Russell, great report as always.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
The much-traveled Russell Van Ozey reporting.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. We can't feel bad for ourselves in here ever with these guys the way they travel.
Oh, they put in the mileage.
That's awesome. That's why they've got the best high school football coverage in the mid-state.
So this is Friday Night Live. George Plaster, Casey Patrick filling in for Zach Womble, who we think is at PNC Park in Pittsburgh, where the Pirates, in a little bit of a surprise, leading the Cardinals very late. Billy Derrick with scoreboard updates and plenty of coverage.
Plenty of coverage, George. We've got more coverage rolling on. Brady McAtamney is at Rossview and Northeast right now. Good game. Rossview leads 17-6. Brady, what did you see in the first half of that one?
Yeah, so it was very low scoring for most of it. Rossview scored 10 points in the first two drives. After scoring a touchdown, they recovered an onside kick, kicked the field goal, and it was 10-0 until the final two drives. They scored a touchdown, and then Northeast had a bit of a buzzer beater, scoring a long touchdown run, 65-yard as time expired.
Oh, wow. Are we talking Hail Mary?
No, it was a run. It was a really great rushing play. He broke a lot of tackles and sprinted right to the end zone.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. What have been the keys, I guess, for both teams? I mean, tonight, Rossview, of course, Northeast, one of the bigger rivalries in the Clarksville area. What have you seen from some of the key players tonight?
Well, the biggest thing for Northeast so far has been penalties. They punished themselves a lot. They had a big touchdown called back because of holding, and they ended up punting on that drive. So that was huge for them. They gave some first downs to Northeast, one on a fourth down attempt that they jumped off sides on. So they've definitely been hurting themselves with penalty. For Rossview, it's just kind of been executing. They've done really well on defense, except for really that last play of the half. But if they want to win, Northeast has an explosive offense. They're going to need themselves to keep going a little bit more on offense.
Are you? Hey, what's going on, man? Are you kind of surprised that Rossview has taken control like they have in this game so far, or is this kind of going to plan as what you expected?
It's a little bit surprising. These are two teams that we're not entirely sure how good either one of them are yet, because they played some teams that have been hot and cold. So it's kind of been hard to say really whether one team is great, whether one team is not. So it's a little surprising. I think I had Northeast winning this game, but I'm not overall. I wouldn't say I'm shocked.
Okay, now I know Rossview has had a slow start. They won week 1, but the last 2 weeks they've caught some losses. So do you think if they do continue with this game and get a big win tonight, do you think that could help them, get everything turned around and going back the way it should be?
Well, they definitely hope so. So they still got some really tough games in the region, teams like Beach, Gallatin, and Hendersonville. So they're definitely going to need to get some momentum going. But overall, I mean, you can't go wrong with a loss. They can't go wrong with a win. They're gonna take a win if they can get it here, even though it's not a region matchup.
Okay, good report, Brady. Thank you as always.
Thank you, guys.
Brady Mack, he's a man on the go.
Yes, he is. Brady, one of the better nicknames, Brady Mack. I like it.
Well, a lot of that was because I couldn't really pronounce his last name, and I finally gave up and just said, "You're now Brady Mack."
Brady Mack. I like it.
When all else fails.
I've been working with him longer than y'all have, and I didn't know how to say his last name. So that's fine by me. We'll take Brady Mack. That works.
So did I see a moment ago, Oakland tied the game with Ravenwood on the final play of the first half in an old-fashioned shootout, 24-24 at the intermission.
Crazy game. That's obviously the TV game. Good night, of course, Tyler mentioned for fans to maybe stay home tonight and watch that one, and they're getting a good game if they are watching it. Got an update from Chris Yao. Alcoa just had a pick six. They extend their lead 27-14 over Maryville. What are Alcoa fans chanting tonight? We want Oakland.
Well, be careful what you wish for. Yeah, absolutely. But look, that has been their Berlin Wall for a long time. Maryville has caused Alcoa a lot of heartache.
Yep.
This is a big night for Alcoa. I'll guarantee you the celebration will continue. The moonshine will flow up in East Tennessee. The ones that didn't go to Pittsburgh are going to enjoy celebrating that win for Alcoa.
Yeah,
if indeed that's what turns out.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how this keeps going. I know we may be speaking too soon here. I'm not sure how much time is left in that one, but up 2 scores, Alcoa is feeling confident right now.
I would too. I mean, that's a big team. You take a 2-score lead over a team like Maryville. I mean, I'd be kind of confident myself.
No, that's a big night.
Mm-hmm.
I've never, the funniest thing about Maryville is that I've never heard anyone say Maryville. It's always Merville.
Hey, if you say it wrong, somebody start a fight with you. You get too close to there, they get mad about it.
It's Merville up there.
Louisville. Back Merville. A lot of this started with George Quarles, just a terrific football coach who later got out of the high school level, went to Furman, and is now the head coach at East Tennessee State. And I have not paid a lot of attention early to how he's doing, but I am a big George Quarles fan, and I wish nothing but the best for him.
So
good man.
He started at Maryville?
His height, I don't know that was his first job, but back when I was doing state title games, I did several of George Quarles' state title games, and a class act, a great football coach. And I always thought, if I was getting into college coaching in this area, he'd be the first guy I'd call. Somebody else got that idea as well.
Sounds like a legend.
Yeah. We need to go to a break.
Yeah, let's go to a break, George.
It is 8:27. We've got a clock in front of us. A lot of the games have gone to halftime. 1 or 2 may have spilled into the third quarter. So we've got plenty more coming. This is Friday Night Live, and you're watching Main Street Media Television.
For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome every opportunity to serve and satisfy their clients. Whether you are looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and remodel is unique, luxurious, completed on time, and within budget. Contact them today to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects by logging on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
Do you love bacon? I mean, do you really love bacon? Who doesn't, right? The 3rd annual Murfreesboro Bacon Fest is coming up Saturday, September 10th. Admission and parking are free. The Bacon Festival will feature live music, food, and craft vendors. And did I say bacon? You can ride a mechanical hog ride, visit the Kids Zone with free inflatables. There will also be hourly raffles with great prizes and an opportunity to purchase Bacon Festival merchandise. And did I say bacon? Yeah. There will even be a bacon eating contest. Visit the 3rd annual Murfreesboro Bacon Festival Facebook page for all the details.
Jody Jones Dentistry can handle all your dental needs, from the basics to cosmetic procedures. All of this in the nicest dental facility I have ever seen. Jody has done it right. They're located conveniently at 55 Music Square East. And for an appointment, it's simple. Dial 615-259-5100 and tell them Plaz sent you. When you're thinking about golf, consider Riverside Golf Links. Under new ownership, the course has improved dramatically. It's now 27 holes, complemented by a 9-hole executive course. Book a tee time now at 615-847-5074 and get ready to enjoy the beauty of golf in the Old Hickory area at Riverside Golf Links.
I'm Bart Durham.
I was sworn in as a lawyer in 1963, and I've been working as a lawyer since then.
We're a firm that does exclusively personal injury, a lot of tractor-trailer crashes. Insurance companies will open up their checkbooks when you force them to.
We have systems that work.
We get the most money for our clients in the shortest amount of time.
I'm Blair Durham. My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
This is attorney Bart Durham, and this is me. I'm Aaliyah. Keeping in good physical condition is really important to me. But when I had a wreck with a tractor-trailer truck that hurt my legs so bad I couldn't work for almost a year, I knew I needed a lawyer that understood tractor-trailer cases. So I called Bart. Bart gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
At Bart Durham Injury Law, we've handled hundreds of tractor-trailer cases.
My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
Hi, this is Melissa Hoisington, Regional Crisis Director from Volunteer Behavioral Health. Disasters can affect everything in your life, including your emotional health. Help is available during these uncertain times. The Tennessee Recovery Project is a free, supportive resource for adults and children who have experienced the effects of natural or human-caused disasters. Specialists are available for counseling by phone or in person. For free, confidential service, please call 833-954-2424. The hotline is open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Move forward with the help from the Tennessee Recovery Project.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good. I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor.
I thought I could hold my liquor.
Well, it's week number 4 of the high school football season. A lot of things happening tonight. In a moment, we're headed up to East Tennessee to try and find out if Alcoa can pull the upset. But first, we're going to check in with our buddy Blaine Keller, who's standing by. Blaine, where are you?
I am in Greenbrier, the Briar Patch this evening, as a Region 5 4A matchup is ahead of us here. In the third quarter, Greenbrier leading Lawrence County 15-0.
Tell us a little more about how it's gotten there.
Yeah, you know, it's been one of those games where you have more 3-and-out punts than you do first downs. I don't think that's an exaggeration. By my count, Lawrence County has 1 first down so far, but Greenbrier hasn't been able to really capitalize on their opportunities on offense either. They've scored 2 touchdowns. They missed a couple of extra points, but they've got a field goal too, but a couple of stalled drives have really made it to where this game is still close late in the third.
So this is a take the under game if there ever was one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if there was an over-under, you know, you look at the stat sheet for Lawrence County. I mean, this was a team that was really running the ball well entering this week's matchup. Through their first 3 games, they had 1,100 rushing yards. And, you know, just Greenbrier's defense has found a way to shut them down tonight, obviously powered by Tennessee commitment Nathan Robinson there on the end.
Blaine, good report. Keep us updated. If anybody scores, it may be a monumental moment.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, it's been an interesting team it's an interesting game altogether. Both of these teams are kind of interesting, with one of them having a high-powered offense through the first 3 weeks, and the other still struggling to find points. So.
Well, keep us updated if conditions warrant. Blaine, appreciate it as always.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, in a moment, we're going to head up toward East Tennessee. Let me tell you, the Marlins have scored twice in the bottom of the 8th inning. They now lead the Mets 6-3. There are a couple of us in here fired up about that because what it could mean is a Braves win tonight, and for the first time in 2022, they would be the leader in the National League East. But we digress from there. Alcoa trying to pull the upset.
Well, George, they have pulled the upset.
We don't need to go.
We don't. Maybe if we want some post-game coverage, maybe Tony Basilio has some post-game coverage out there in East Tennessee. But no.
You want to go up there for a minute?
We can try.
Let's do. If we do, it would be through radio station 95.7 The Duke. Now, what I don't know is, do they carry Duke? I have no idea.
I doubt it, George, but
I thought I'd put that out there.
Interesting note on that game. Alcoa gets its first win against Ravenwood since 2018.
Over Maryville.
Alcoa gets its first win over Maryville.
Maryville.
Yeah, since 2018. So let's see if there's any post-game coverage from out in East Tennessee.
I got a feeling there is.
Yep, there's so many moments that are more marvelous with Planet Oat. Rich, creamy, non-dairy oat milk. Oh, what a planet.
2 wins in a row there. Ray County on top of Anderson County, 38-28. Cleveland on top of East Ridge, 55-21. Alcoa, we talked about this final here tonight. It's going to be Northview Academy, 42-27 over Claiborne. That's a third quarter score. Pigeon Forge fell to Sevier County earlier tonight, 19-0. Bearden, 56-21 winners over South Doyle. So that's the next Red Rebel opponent next week. Coalfield defeated Sunbright 46-0. Looks like Knox West defeated Fulton 47-12. That is a final. Looks like I'm trying to get down to some. Morristown East is trailing Campbell County. That's a third quarter score late, 34-20. Next is Carnes is defeating Tennessee High. Now it's a final, 35-6. And looks like we are joined by our player of the game. Let's take us a break, get this thing set up, and then when we come back, we're going to have Caleb Graham, this week's Smoky Mountain Axe House player of the game.
Well, every once in a while, you try to get lucky, and that time they didn't let us. But congratulations to Alcoa, their first win over Maryville in 4 years. And in East Tennessee, it doesn't get a whole lot bigger than that.
when it comes to high school football, no, sir, it doesn't. Those are 1A and 1B, I guess, as far as the way everybody looks at football out there. I know some of those Knoxville, the Knoxville schools are really good too. Don't get me wrong, but that's a really huge result from that game for a lot of teams in that area.
And even though he's not there anymore, I got a feeling when Gary Rankin hears that score, there'll be a little smile.
He's going to chuckle a little bit.
You think?
Yeah, there might be a little something.
I would. I know I would.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to contain myself. I'd laugh a little bit. And I think it kind of speaks for itself. I mean, we know how good Rankin is. At least we have an idea of how good he is. It kind of makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah, no doubt. George, we got a few scores coming in here. Pearl Cone all over Creekwood, still 28-7 late in the third quarter there in that one. We've also FRA is all over. Who are they playing? Columbia Academy. They are all over Columbia Academy, 42-7. So yeah, George, got some dominant performances. Stewart's Creek leads Green Hill at the half, 14-13. That's actually Gallatin, not Stewart's Creek. That's Station Camp. We got some weird Twitter accounts going on. My apologies. 14-13 Station Camp does lead Gallatin, so there's an update there. MTCS all over MJCA 49-0. Lausanne has cut their lead to 21-17. I'm not sure of that opponent, but
Lausanne is a school that Jerry West, the legendary Laker player,
the legendary,
and later
the logo.
The logo. He went to Lausanne?
No, his when he moved to Memphis at one point to be the Grizzlies general manager, he was one of the driving forces behind creating that school.
Wow.
Yeah, you stick with me, you'll learn some things.
I didn't learn that. I didn't know anything about that. I had never heard that story. But I like Jerry West. He did a really good job with Golden State and with the Clippers as well. He's pretty good at building teams.
I met him, this has been 10, 15 years ago. And classy man.
That's all I've ever heard about him, really.
Yeah. The big documentary that was done on the Lakers in the Magic Johnson era, I cannot believe the portrayal that they have of Jerry West. It did not seem like him at all.
That's crazy. I can't believe they would do something like that.
Yeah.
George, we're trying to get to the Gallatin game. Another update, Ravenwood and Oakland are tied at 24.
Oakland scored on the final play of the half
to
get that thing where it is now.
Yeah, crazy. So we'll definitely keep track of that one. Probably flip it back to that one over here. But George, trying to get to the Gallatin Station Camp game on WHIN radio. That is 100.7 FM. And again, it's tough sometimes to get lucky with these, George. Not sure if you guys have any other scores or anything.
You try when you do something like this in live radio, live television, what you're trying to do is hit it where they're not in a commercial. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
You never know. You never know, George. And not having any luck with it right now. So could go to a break here if you'd like.
Well, why don't we do that? It's 8:43, so a lot of the games are deep into the third quarter. Some final scores are going to start rumbling in the next half hour. This is Friday Night Live on Main Street Media Television.
This is Melissa Hoisington, Regional Crisis Director from Volunteer Behavioral Health. Disasters can affect everything in your life, including your emotional health. Help is available during these uncertain times. The Tennessee Recovery Project is a free, supportive resource for adults and children who have experienced the effects of natural or human-caused disasters. Specialists are available for counseling by phone or in person. For free, confidential service, please call 833-954-2424. The hotline is open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Move forward with the help from the Tennessee Recovery Project.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good. I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor.
I thought I could hold my liquor.
Do you love bacon? I mean, do you really love bacon? Who doesn't, right? The 3rd annual Murfreesboro Bacon Fest is coming up Saturday, September 10th. Admission and parking are free. The Bacon Festival will feature live music, food, and craft vendors. And did I say bacon? You can ride a mechanical hog ride. Visit the Kids Zone with free inflatables. There will also be hourly raffles with great prizes and an opportunity to purchase Bacon Festival merchandise. And did I say bacon? Yeah. There will even be a bacon eating contest. Visit the 3rd annual Murfreesboro Bacon Festival Facebook page for all the details.
For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome every opportunity to serve and satisfy their clients. Whether you are looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and remodel is unique, luxurious, completed on time, and within budget. Contact them today to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects by logging on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
When you're thinking about golf, consider Riverside Golf Links. Under new ownership, the course has improved dramatically. It's now 27 holes, complemented by a 9-hole executive course. Book a tee time now at 615-847-5074 and get ready to enjoy the beauty of golf in the Old Hickory area at Riverside Golf Links. Welcome back in. Some new developments for you. First of all, on the baseball front, the Marlins lead at home against the Mets, 6-3 top 9. If the Mets lose tonight, an Atlanta victory would move them into first place for the first time in 2022 in the National League East. So, to say the least, this is big doings if you're a Braves fan. College football, mid-third quarter, Central Florida at home leads Louisville 14-7, Boise State 7, New Mexico nothing. The second quarter just beginning in that one, and I believe we're headed back out to what has been a terrific ball game. Ravenwood, Murfreesboro, Oakland. Last we checked, they were tied at 24.
We're talking about back-to-back defending state champs. He utilizes all 240 pounds, and somehow he's fast.
1 minute in a quarter, number 3, in a 24-24 tie. Oakland with the football at the Ravenwood 44, facing 3rd down and 1. Hewitt takes the shotgun snap, fakes the give, keeps it himself, has his first down up to the 40, down to the 38-yard line of Ravenwood. Into a big group of Raptors defenders, has his 1st and 10. It is a pickup of about 8, moving the chains, and the Patriots are quickly on the move again.
Yeah, just chunk play after chunk play, grinding the clock, wearing down that Ravenwood defense. Oakland going back to their roots here.
Hewitt takes the snap. A little bit of early motion from a couple members of that offensive line. There's no whistle as Hewitt burrows his head into the pile at the 35 of Ravenwood. A 3-yard pickup, setting up 2nd down at 7 as Hewitt will jog over to the far sideline. Get the call from Kevin Creasy, who's just about 5 yards away from him, and now relay that information back in the huddle.
He certainly gets his steps in, doesn't he, Will? Going back and forth to the sideline to get the play call in. Cade Hewitt's got to be one of the more in-shape people on this Oakland football team.
Probably doubling his yardage just running to the sideline.
That's right.
His tailback is Puckett. Now Puckett in motion becomes a tight end on the right side of the formation. Run all the way. Hewitt has the edge up to the 35, to the 30, with room to the 25. Jukes by a man at the 20. Lowers his shoulder at the 15, and he's down right there. 20 yards for Cade Hewitt. Everybody and their mama knows exactly who's getting the football, and Ravenwood can't stop it. 1st and 10.
What a smart run by Hewitt as he's going to the sideline without his helmet, Will. I don't know if it popped off at the end of the play there and he has to step out for a play, but in comes backup quarterback. Well, on the depth chart, it's Kyler Creasy, but that's not who's out there.
The young man who is out there is wearing number 6 on his uniform. That is Max Levinsky. Has completed a pass for a touchdown this season. He goes under center, brings a pair of men in motion. Fullback Bullard right behind him. Give Puckett right side, bounces it outside, down to the 15. Still going, and he's going to be taken down, gang tackled by a flock of Raptors. And big number 45, Drake Stollenwerk, led the charge, gain of 1.
Yeah, first win of the drive of the half for this Ravenwood defense as Cade Hewitt comes back in, had to sit out a play, helmet popped off at the end of the run. 2 plays ago, such a smart run by Hewitt, recognizing that there might be open space to the outside on the right, but it's a little bit deceptive with the way the Ravenwood defensive backs were playing it. He decided to be patient, run behind his right tackle, Jake Riggs.
8:35 to play in quarter number 3. Oakland and Ravenwood are tied at 24. The Patriots are going on a drive. Hewitt, shotgun snap, give. Mason Bell running right side, no room again. He'll get up to the 12, but that's it. Stollenwerk again makes the stop. And a big 3rd down upcoming for the Oakland Patriots from the Ravenwood 11. They need the 5.
Yeah, it's another bear hug tackle there from Stollenwerk. He had big shoes to fill coming in for former starter Andrew Dudas, who graduated. And Stollenwerk had played a lot of snaps in this defense, but that's such a big ask to step into Dudas's role of being basically the captain of that linebacker corps, and he stepped into it quite well. Big play here on 3rd down.
Huge. Empty set. Tailback Mason Bell is split out to the right side as a wide receiver. Hewitt takes the snap. Quarterback run up the middle again. He's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, churning those legs and picking up an extra yard, but he needed more than that. 4th down, 2. It will be Oakland from the Ravenwood 7, and a defining moment in this football game once again on a 4th down.
Definitely impressive what this Ravenwood defense has done in the last few plays as Oakland, kind of went at him a little bit on the ground game, starting at about midfield. They got into the red zone with relative ease, but Ravenwood standing tall a little bit here, and Oakland looking like they're going to go for it. What a huge win it would be for this defense to get a turnover on downs after failing to convert the onside kick.
7:10 to play in quarter number 3. 24-24 tie. Oakland needing a big play. And Kevin Creasy is going to take a timeout.
Yeah, I got to think about a huge decision here. And, if you're Ravenwood, this is where that risk reward comes into play. On starting the second half with an onside kick, we've already seen what happens when you give Oakland a short field to work with. And if they can convert here and get into the end zone, it's going to be one of those plays that could swing the outcome like we talk about.
So it's 7:03 to play in quarter number 3. A long drive for Oakland. It comes down to a 4th and 3 from the Ravenwood 7. Timeout on the field. We're back in 60 seconds. This is high school football, and a good one in week 4 on 104.5 The Zone.
Okay, so we welcome all of you back. That one's still very much up for grabs. And while you think Oakland's going to get it done, Casey, that's the beauty is that's why they make you play them.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. I mean, you got to go out there. If everybody just listened to what us reporters say, nobody would have ever played the game, like you said. But good showing for Ravenwood. And I know we've said this multiple times already tonight, but this is really going to help. It may hurt Oakland if they wind up losing. I don't know how that's going to work in their head. They went 15-0 last year. But this year, Ravenwood, if they can win this football game, you're talking about a whole season changing. I mean, because you beat Oakland, who a lot of people think is one of the best teams.
You've done something.
Exactly. And once you start to believe that, man, there's no telling. There's no telling what this it could implicate going for the rest of the season.
Yeah, look out if Ravenwood gets this win, because they're going to have the most confidence of any high school football team in the country. And so I would
As they should.
Yeah, I would be I would not want to face them, especially if they're able to get this win tonight. Like you guys said, they're still a good football team, as you're seeing tonight. They're proving it. After that NBA loss, I think a lot of people wrote them off, sort of, because NBA really handled them. But I think this says a lot about that Ravenwood team and their resiliency and what Coach Hester has done over there. I mean, he's been a model of consistency in Williamson County.
I tell you who it doesn't bode well for, and that's Mike Leach. Because if Chris Parson keeps showing off, Mike Leach might not have his quarterback.
Might have some competition.
Absolutely. Who knows? Who knows?
Right. Mike Leach is he's done pretty well with quarterbacks though. So, I think they've got a pretty good relationship, but you never know. You never know about that.
Never know.
Got an update, Station Camp in Gallatin. We've been trying to get to that one on the radio, somehow not working. WHIN, we're trying to get to you. You need to help us out here. We're not able to get to the link. Station Camp leads Gallatin 28-20 with 16 seconds left in the third quarter in that one. So
hard to figure out Gallatin.
Yeah, they really is, George. It's been kind of up and down for them this year. Station Camp, of course, a really good team. That one's usually a good game. But yeah, Gallatin's been they've been a tough team to figure out, no doubt about it.
By the way, Central Florida, their lead is now 14-10 at home against Louisville. About 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Cardinals kick what was a 35-yard field goal. Let me see what else I've got here. Let's give the Marlins a big old victory.
Yes, sir.
They have held on to beat the Mets 6-3, meaning that the Braves with a win tonight would go into first place, and Atlanta leads in Seattle 2-0 behind Charlie Morton. Robbie Ray, Nashvilleian, pitching tonight for Seattle. Normally, we wish him a lot of luck. Maybe not tonight. And Boise State leads at New Mexico. That's a thriller. 7-0, 10 minutes to play first half. And that is my little contribution by way of scoreboard update.
I love it, George. I love it.
We've
got you heading out here. Summit has given up 555 yards tonight to Blackman in the first half. So kind of a tweet there from Tom Krieger. He's there.
You think about that. That's not in a 30-minute college half. That's a 24-minute high school half.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
No doubt. No doubt about it. We've got an update from Oakland and Ravenwood. Oakland up on Ravenwood. They have taken the lead 31-24. About just under 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. This could be where it starts to turn for Oakland. We've talked about it a lot. When you've got more depth, it's just different in the second half. It really is. That's where you separate the men from the boys.
Well, that's what you want to think. But on the Ravenwood side, you've got, a 5-star quarterback who's headed to an SEC school. What do they call it? A puncher's chance? They got a puncher's chance.
When you've got a quarterback like that, you've got a chance.
You got a shot.
So
pretty heavy hands too as a puncher. I mean, it's pretty good puncher's chance. I like it, especially being this close, this late in the game, and with the talent that they have.
Right. Yeah. No, it's still late. So, it's still early rather in that game. So that's the update there. Ravenwood trails Oakland 31-24 in that one.
Guys, I know you all have one more hour to go of this. I'm going to bolt when we go to this commercial break. I know you'll want to check in on that Boise, New Mexico game.
Oh,
it is riveting.
No doubt about it. That'll be great TV.
Thank you.
That'll be great TV.
You
George,
guys have a good weekend. Enjoy your college football.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I will. I'm looking forward to it all weekend. Got the NFL Sunday as well.
Good luck to Vandy, to Tennessee, to Middle, to the Titans, to whoever. We'll go to this commercial break as we head toward the 9 o'clock hour. This is Friday Night Live. Thanks for being with us on Main Street Media Television.
few drinks. I'm good. I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor.
I thought I could hold my liquor.
For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome every opportunity to serve and satisfy their clients. Whether you are looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and remodel is unique, luxurious, completed on time, and within budget. Contact them today to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects by logging on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
When you're thinking about golf, consider Riverside Golf Links. Under new ownership, the course has improved dramatically. It's now 27 holes, complemented by a 9-hole executive course. Book a tee time now at 615-847-5074 and get ready to enjoy the beauty of golf in the Old Hickory area at Riverside Golf Links.
I'm Bart Durham.
I was sworn in as a lawyer in 1963, and I've been working as a lawyer since then.
We're a firm that does exclusively personal injury, a lot of tractor-trailer crashes. Insurance companies will open up their checkbooks when you force them to.
We have systems that work.
We get the most money for our clients in the shortest amount of time.
I'm Blair Durham. My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
This is attorney Bart Durham, and this is me. I'm Aaliyah. Keeping in good physical condition is really important to me. But when I had a wreck with a tractor trailer truck that hurt my leg so bad I couldn't work for almost a year, I knew I needed a lawyer that understood tractor trailer cases. So I called Bart. Bart gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
At Bart Durham Injury Law, we've handled hundreds of tractor trailer cases.
My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
Welcome back to Friday Night Live. As you can tell, George is gone. So it's just me and Billy here. I'm not a Hall of Famer, so if this ain't as good as George is usually here, y'all just gonna have to get over it. All right. So we're just gonna do the best we can. Of course, this is my first time doing this, but I've had a pretty good time. Billy, how about you?
Yeah, man, it's been fun. It's high. There's nothing better than a high school football Friday night. There really isn't. And we've got all these reporters at all kinds of different games, and it's always a fun night. But Casey, we're gonna get a live report now from Marthany Sanders.
Awesome.
He is at Stewart's Creek for Franklin and Stewart's Creek. Marthany, how you doing tonight? What's been going on in that one?
Guys, it's been a very entertaining game here between Franklin and Stewart's Creek. The Redhawks are now up 24-17 with about 5:40 and counting left in the fourth quarter. I just seen a big 89-yard touchdown run from Stewart's Creek running back Javarian Oto. He has right now 20 carries for 242 yards and 3 touchdowns on the night. It's been the Otay show tonight here in Smyrna for Stewart's Creek. Franklin recently had just grabbed the lead up 17-16 with their run game behind Jalen Springs going into the fourth quarter. And on a 3rd and 6 from their own 11-yard line, Zavarian Otay busts out a jet sweep to the right and goes down the sideline 89 yards for his third rushing touchdown of the game, and also converted to 2-point play. So now Stewart's Creek up by a touchdown with just about under 5 minutes left to go in this one, with both teams searching for their first win of the season.
Hey, Mar Anthony, how you doing tonight, man? This is Casey Patrick. I've been keeping up with your tweets tonight. I've been seeing how Otay has been going off. Is this your first chance to see him? And if so, what do you think about him? And he is as good as advertised, right?
Oh, definitely. He was actually earlier dealing with some cramps. So for a minute, he was out, and you can tell by the time that he was out on the sideline that this Stewart's offense was night and day, totally different without him. And then him making his way back onto the football field and getting that big explosive play for them, obviously he is what makes their offense go. He is as advertised.
Okay, now, and I know you've still got a pretty close ball game, a 1-point score, or excuse me, a 1-score game anyway. Now, me and you both know that's not how these games always go. It's got to be nice to get out to a game and get to see a close one that could go either way, right?
Oh, definitely. It's always good to see one of these games to come down to the wire because, sometimes these Friday nights can get a little out of hand, and one team is clearly better than the other team that night. Stewart's Creek knows exactly how that was last week dealing with Oakland. So I know that they're happy, not necessarily maybe happy that it's so close, but the fact that they're in this game and that they're up and have a chance to finally grab one this year so far in the season is definitely tight. And the same thing for Franklin. I mean, they're still they're down, but they're still driving right now. Let's have a chance to tie this game up as well.
Yeah, now and I can hear all kinds of stuff going on behind you. It sounds like that place is packed pretty tight. You got a lot going on out there. The band's having a good time and everything.
Yes, sir. The Stewart's Creek band is playing. Students from the students, they're dressed up as construction workers with loud, bright colors. There's not a seat empty down on the home side, and even on the Franklin side, it's pretty packed. From start to finish here, even outside the gate as well, there's the fans are just standing all around. So, very, very, very exciting Friday night atmosphere that you couldn't ask for anything else.
All right, thanks, man. I guess that's all we'll need from you, Mar Anthony, and just keep us updated. Let us know. I'm going to keep following your Twitter, so just let us know how this game ends.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, that's Marthany Sanders, I guess that's how you pronounce it. But Casey, let's go now live to the TV feed of My TV 30. Great game, Ravenwood and Oakland. We can't stay away from it. Cannot get enough of this game. Oakland leads right now, 31-24, late in the third quarter. We're going to go there to the TV feed live.
Allowed Wyatt Fong to come and make that play. It's just textbook defensive football right there.
Play clock at 10 as Oakland breaks the huddle for 3rd and 7. Timeout Oakland. And they had Deuce Hewitt in his number 74 jersey eligible. That may have been why they called timeout. Second timeout for Oakland for a big 3rd down chance. Let's see what's left for both of these teams, starting with Oakland. This is the first of 5 straight road games for the undefeated Patriots, who will not play home again until October 21st. They won their first 3 games at home against Hendersonville, Madison Ridgeland Academy out of Mississippi, and region rival Stewart's Creek. They'll be back in Ridgeland play to take on Siegel, Blackman, Riverdale, and Rockvale the rest of the year. And we will broadcast the Battle of the Borough on Friday night, October 14th. Here's the rest of the schedule for Ravenwood. They've got 5 straight home games. This is the first of 4, and 2 big ones to start the year. Head coach Will Hester told his team, 98% of the state is jealous of our schedule because of all the teams we get to play.
How about that October 21st battle? 2 great quarterbacks, Pope John Paul II with Kenny Minchie going to Pittsburgh. And tell you what, they've got a of a schedule. Chris Parsons, both of these teams play a very strong out-of-region schedule.
We'll see Minchie and Pope on TV on September 30th against MBA. 3rd and 7 for Oakland. Throw incomplete. Too low. Covered well by Houston.
Great job here by the Ravenwood defense. Ball's thrown a little bit too low right there for Jeremiah Collins, the senior receiver. Unable to come up with that. Short hops the ball. Defender was breaking on it. What a stop right here as Oakland's field goal unit comes on. This will be a 41-yard kick.
Kicker Jacob Taylor hit a 27-yarder earlier. He's made everything he's tried this year. This is his longest boot yet. Whistles before any of it. Play clock hits zeros.
On the offense.
It is the 5-yard penalty. So a 41-yard field goal will become 46, and it may turn into a punt.
Well, and that's huge because another score will make this a 2-score game. So it's a huge penalty right there, and the offense comes back up to the field. They don't want to try that 46-yard field goal.
So no punt. Instead, 4th and 12 for Oakland. Cade Houston has good time and good blocking over the middle to Khalil James. First time all night anybody's led by 2 scores, and it's Oakland by 13.
Yeah, good blocking right here. Hewitt knows he's going to get hit right there. And I tell you what, all that is right there is Khalil James running a skinny post route in the middle of the field between the safeties. And, Max, that's one of those game-changing plays that's going to make this a 2-touchdown game advantage for Oakland right now.
2 huge 4th down conversions on that drive for the Patriots. The first one was a trick play with Khalil James throwing to the quarterback, Cade Hewitt. That went for 26 yards. And then a 4th and 12 for a 30-yard touchdown, more the way you would expect between the same 2, with the quarterback hitting his fellow senior back and receiver, Khalil James.
Yeah, I mean, this is the difference in good teams and great teams right here. The little post route gets right in the middle of the field between those 2 high safeties right there. And good teams have the opportunity to make those plays. Sometimes great teams get it done. Like you said, 2 times on 4th down on the trick play. They execute it perfectly the first time, and then they get a penalty. You think they're down and out, maybe even going to punt the ball or whatever. No, they go for it, and just a great job of executing that.
Couple out-of-town scores. 2 other games involving cross-county rivals from the same 2 counties. Blackman all over Summit. Siegel leading Lebanon. And Maryville loses to Alcoa, the rivalry game out in East Tennessee. Will it be Oakland-Maryville again in the finals here for the 9th straight year? In the state semifinals, the way the bracket sets up.
Yeah, you've almost seen that so many times. You wonder if, like, in Florida every year they flip brackets. So, like, sometimes you'll get Maryville on the bottom of the bracket and that kind of thing. But you can almost pencil in every single year a semifinal game with Oakland and Maryville.
I wouldn't be surprised if any Tennessee teams try to move to Florida to avoid playing Oakland. Hand off to Carter. Pace up the middle with a big answer for Ravenwood. The Raptors are alive.
Great response right there. Touchdown saving tackle by the sophomore Brandon Crisp right there, defensive back position. But how about that to answer the bell right for the Ravenwood Raptors? These kids are playing hard. There's no quit in them. And they're going to come after this just like they've done this entire game.
25 yards for a BMC Metalworks first down for Ravenwood High School. Now Chris Parsons on the move across midfield. gets hit hard after a pickup of 8.
Parsons just looks like he glides. He's full speed, and he's like moving sideways. Like, I can't even do it and still up here in the booth. Like, it's just incredible what he's able to do with that football in his hand.
Play fake. Great protection. Great coverage, too, for Chris Parson, whose only option is to run. Gets to the line and gets to the marker for a Ravenwood first down.
Well, how about that for an opposing defense? If you're Oakland, textbook job of covering everything up down the field. And what's your bonus? You got to go tackle number 1 in the open field right here, and gets just enough to move the chains and give his offense a fresh shut it down.
He loves his future fit in the air raid at Mississippi State with Mike Leach. We've seen exactly why here tonight. And off the pace, the junior running back met at the line of scrimmage and knocked down by Caleb Ellison, who had that big onside kick recovery on the opening kickoff of this quarter. Ravenwood tried to get the ball back, kicking off to start the second half. Ellison, the only one who had a chance at it, and he scooped it. It's been a big play in this game. It was 24-24 at halftime. Oakland scores all 14 points in the third quarter. Khalil James hit Cade Hewitt. Then the QB returned the favor. 38-24 Oakland as we head to the fourth. Patriots looking for their 34th straight win here on MyTV 30 and Stadium.
All right, so there you got it. A little Max Hers action there on MyTV 30. Of course, Oakland starting to stretch it out, Casey. It's starting to two-score game now. Ravenwood's they've got to try to, they got to get another touchdown here to stay in this game.
Yeah, and I was actually personally kind of worried that Oakland was going to start to really, push that lead out. But you can see Ravenwood right there, really trying to get down the field. They had a big run by the running back. I think they said his name was Ellison. So
yep.
I hope, of course, from my end, I don't have a dog in the fight, but it'd be nice to see this game stay close. It's always just more fun to watch the closer games. So,
right.
And I kind of thought it would be a 3-score game is what I said, but Ravenwood's not going away. They got the ball. It's going to be the start of the fourth quarter soon. They're on Oakland's side of the field. Not over yet.
No, not over yet. And Casey, this show isn't over yet either. We've got another scoreboard update coming for you. We'll take a quick break and then come right back here on Friday Night Live, sponsored by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome every opportunity to serve and satisfy their clients. Whether you are looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and remodel is unique, luxurious, completed on time, and within budget. Contact them today to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects by logging on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
I'm Bart Durham.
I was sworn in as a lawyer in 1963, and I've been working as a lawyer since then.
We're a firm that does exclusively personal injury, a lot of tractor-trailer crashes. Insurance companies will open up their checkbooks when you force them to.
We have systems that work.
We get the most money for our clients in the shortest amount of time.
I'm Blair Durham. My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
Hi, this is Melissa Hoisington, Regional Crisis Director from Volunteer Behavioral Health. Disasters can affect everything in your life, including your emotional health. Help is available during these uncertain times. The Tennessee Recovery Project is a free, supportive resource for adults and children who have experienced the effects of natural or human-caused disasters. Specialists are available for counseling by phone or in person. For free, confidential service, please call 833-954-2424. The hotline is open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Move forward with the help from the Tennessee Recovery Project.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
Really good try.
There aren't any cops around. Didn't think there were any cops around.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang on, okay? Cover your name, sir. Where you are right now? Now.
Welcome back to Friday Night Live here on Main Street Media TV. Week 4 of high school football rolls on. We've got a lot of great games tonight, reporters everywhere tonight, and we're going to now get you a scoreboard update sponsored by Donley Timmons Custom Builders. Log on to DonleyTimmons.com for more information. Of course, that's DonleyTimmons.com if you're interested in reaching out to them. Of course, custom homes, beautiful custom homes, DonleyTimmons.com. Of course, rolling on here for the scoreboard update, one of the many scoreboard updates tonight. Creekside leads East St. Louis 10-8. Bearden all over South Doyle tonight, 56-14. Riverdale leads Shelbyville Central 41-3. We've also got IMG Academy. IMG Academy leads East 21-13. Not sure why that's in the state of Tennessee. We've got Middle Tennessee Christian all over Mount Juliet Christian 62-0. Mount Juliet leads Warren County 9-0 late in that one. Hunters Lane leads Davidson Academy 18-6. Rockvale and Lincoln County are tied at 21 late in the fourth quarter, so we'll keep track of that one. We've got a final to report. Nolensville beats Liberty Creek tonight 53-7. Christian Brothers all over White Station right now 44-0 in the fourth quarter. Cleveland leads East Ridge 41-7 in the second quarter of that one. DeKalb County leads Watertown 17-14 late in the fourth quarter there. Portland leads White House 34-14 in the third quarter there. Union City leads Trinity Christian 49-19. Chattanooga Christian leads Harding Academy 51-0. Oakland and Ravenwood, of course, in progress. Oakland leads Ravenwood at that one. We just had the live TV watch there. What's the score there? 2-score game, right, Casey?
Yeah, it's still 38-24, but Ravenwood, last time it was on television, they were in the red zone. So
right,
got a chance to get back into a 1-score game there.
Right. This is another final to report that I've got. Text, I think it's from Ivan Aronin. Station Camp beats Gallatin 28-20. So Station Camp holds on to beat Gallatin there. Hardin County and University School of Jackson are tied at 7. McGavock leads Stratford big tonight, 49-0. That one is late in the fourth quarter there. Harpeth all over Sycamore tonight, 35-14.
That is a final.
That is a final tonight. So Harpeth defeats Sycamore 35-14. Page leads Coffee County Central High School 21-7 late in the fourth quarter there. Smyrna leads Laverne at 31-6. As we continue to roll on here, Brentwood Academy defeats Whitehaven. That is a final from Memphis 42-7. Giles County up on Franklin County late in that one 20-13. Green Hill and Columbia Central, we had a score. That was a close game. Not sure about that one yet. Of course, that is in progress. But that'll do it for the majority of these scoreboard updates, Casey. I'm not sure if you have any more to fill in there.
I know the Dixon game just went final. Of course, I've been trying to keep up with the stuff that I've got. But I'm pretty sure Clarksville 46-20. They got that one. Of course, we talked Creekwood,
right.
Pearl Cone earlier. That's all the finals I've seen so far. But
yeah,
trying to keep up with everything.
No doubt about it. And we will probably get to a few more of your phone calls. Not your phone calls, our reporters' phone calls throughout this night. We're going to end a little bit early tonight, about 10 o'clock. So we got about 30 minutes left of the show tonight. Of course, Station Camp beats Gallatin. Casey, that was a big win for Station Camp. It's never easy slowing down Zakai and Brinkley for the Green Wave. They did it tonight, and they got a big win at home. They're now 3-1. That's huge for Station Camp.
Yeah, and that's the third time we've brought up Brinkley tonight. It is a big deal to stop him. He's a great athlete. But of course, Station Camp, they got Luke Dickens, pretty good running back of pretty good on his own. And
no doubt.
They've been averaging over 300 yards rushing a game, or at least 300 yards total per game, and he's averaging 130 yards per game on the ground himself. So you had two teams right there that really like to run the ball. That would have been a fun old school matchup to watch. We're looking at the TV again. I just now saw Ravenwood has scored. It is 38-31. Ravenwood is kicking off back to Oakland. 10 minutes and 44 seconds left in that one.
Good game. Oakland up a touchdown on Ravenwood. Can they hold on? It's not going to be easy. Chris Parson, I cannot wait to see his stats after this one tonight. But interesting, over in East Tennessee tonight, Alcoa beats Maryville. Alcoa beats Maryville for the first time in 4 years?
Yeah.
And now over here in the mid-state, Oakland, a team that seems to face Maryville every year in the state semis and beat them usually every year. They're in a tight one here against Ravenwood. So can you imagine a night? I can't remember the last time Maryville and Oakland lost in the same night. If it does happen, that's going to be crazy. Not saying I see it happening, but Ravenwood's not going away.
No, just made another big play in the backfield. Oakland coach Kevin Creasy has taken 2 of his timeouts. There's still 10.5 minutes left in that game. There's no telling what could happen. Like we said, Maryville and Alcoa, anything crazy can happen. Not that that's a crazy outcome, but anything can happen. You get a bunch of high school kids out here on a Friday night. Who knows what could go wrong? So this game's going to be really interesting to watch and try to keep up with.
It's going to be fun. We got something to watch here in the last 10 minutes of this one.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, the rest of these games that are going final, that's great, and we can keep up with that. This game still has 10 minutes left. This is going to be one of the later games on.
No doubt about it. So we will keep you guys updated on that one. If you're driving if you're on your way home from a game, lock it into us. We're watching the game. It is on your television. So that's a good thing for people heading back home. If they've already gotten home, throw this game on. Oakland and Ravenwood. What a game that they are able to watch. A few more finals trickling in here. FRA defeats Columbia Academy 46-21. And they will be back in action next week to play Lipscomb Academy for a 7:00 kickoff. FRA and Lipscomb Academy. Can't wait to watch that one. So FRA wins tonight big. Stewart's Creek defeats the Franklin High School Admirals tonight. Stewart's Creek wins that one 24-17. Just looking at a few of the finals here on Twitter. Friendship Christian, a game that I was interested in watching tonight. They are all over Grace Christian tonight, 28-7.
I didn't see that happening. I really did not. I thought they could win. Don't get me wrong, but I thought this was going to be a really high-scoring affair. But like you said, a 3-touchdown difference right now.
Yeah, no doubt. So give credit to Grace Christian there, or who was up in that one? I'm already forgetting. Yeah, Friendship Christian. Give credit to Friendship Christian. They are up 28-7 over Grace Christian. So that is most likely, probably not our final. I mean, that was a big old scoreboard update there, Casey. But tonight, Zach and I always like to, we like to kind of recap the night. I know we've still got some more finals to go tonight, but so far from the finals you have seen, any big surprises from you tonight around the mid-state?
Well, I don't want to sit here and act like I know everything about Alcoa or Maryville, but that is a huge game, especially with the implications that it has with the game that we're watching on television right now.
Right.
But as far as surprises, I want to say not everything. Most things kind of went to plan. But I think, and it's kind of a cop-out, but the easy thing to look at right now is this Oakland Ravenwood game. I didn't expect it to be this close. Ravenwood just stopped Oakland on a 3rd down. So the Patriots are going to be punting the ball back to them now with 10 minutes left. Those 2 games, I know we've spent a lot of time talking about them, but those 2 games right there have been really wild.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this Oakland Ravenwood game, I expected Oakland to come in here and beat them down. I mean, I did not expect a fight from Ravenwood, and that's not a slight against Ravenwood. That's just how good Oakland is. every year, and what NBA did to Ravenwood. I wasn't feeling good for Ravenwood tonight, but all of a sudden, Chris Parson does Chris Parson things, and Ravenwood's in it. They are in it. 9:50 to play. They trail by 7 to Oakland. So we will keep you guys updated on that one. Another score that has gone final. Ensworth defeats Holy Innocents School. They are a school from Georgia. So Holy Innocents loses to Ensworth 21-9. The Tigers are set to play again on Friday, September 16th, next Friday at MUS down in Memphis. So we will keep track of the Ensworth Tigers. They're starting to get on a little bit of a roll here, of course, in D2 AAA. Another score, I already mentioned Station Camp in Gallatin. That is a final, 28-20. Brentwood Academy all over Whitehaven tonight. Interesting final. Nashville Christian dominates BGA 31-7, and BGA, they have really, really struggled this year. I know that's Georgia's school, and but man, they've struggled. They've really gotten dominated every game they've played this year. So again, give credit to Nashville Christian. They're all over BGA this night, 31-7. And of course, Friendship, we mentioned that one, 28-7 over Grace Christian. We're about to get to Ivan Aronin. He is going to do a Mount Juliet Warren County post-game report. Of course, we talked about that one earlier, Casey. Mount Juliet all over Warren County tonight. Ooh. All over them. So we're currently working on Ivan Aronin, and I think we do have him. Ivan Aronin is now with us, and he is reporting. We're doing good. We're doing good, Ivan. You ended up seeing the end of the Warren County Mount Juliet game. How did that one shake out?
Yeah, Mount Juliet was in control for the entire game. Ended up winning 41-0. Mount Juliet's second consecutive shutout. Didn't have too much trouble. Warren County didn't really threaten to score most of the game, so it was a fairly easy win for the Golden Bears.
Now, I will say, Ivan made a little joke earlier. He texted me after I talked to him on the phone earlier. He said, you get lost on your way to the game. So lucky you, Ivan, you got to go watch a football game tonight. How awesome was that weather out there tonight? I know last week was rough, though.
Well, I'm riding a hot streak. Last week I was at Green Hill High School. I told the AD when I got there that his only job that night was to make sure it didn't rain. And he did a fantastic job. That was the only game in Wilson County that we did not have a weather delay. I saw one of the Mount Juliet coaches when I got here today and told him that that was his job tonight. And it might have sprinkled for about 5 minutes, about 30 minutes before kickoff, but that was the only bad weather we had.
Ivan, what impressed you most about Mount Juliet tonight? What are a couple takeaways from the Golden Bears tonight that you went away from that game saying, "Wow, they dominated"?
I think on both, one on each side of the ball. Their sophomore quarterback Travers, he threw 3 touchdown passes to 3 different receivers. He controlled the offense the entire game. They had some very good running backs. John Michael Crudup ran for 2 touchdowns for the second week in a row. He also caught a touchdown pass. He's a sophomore running back. I think the big takeaway right now is Mount Juliet started 8 sophomores among their 22 position players, including a quarterback and a running back who did most of the damage on offense. And those kids don't look like sophomores. They look like juniors and seniors right now, the way they're leading the team. Defense, like I said, their second consecutive shutout. They had 3 turnovers, interception, and 2 fumble recoveries tonight. And looked like they were never really threatened with how much they limited Warren County in moving the ball.
Now, I know, Ivan, that maybe that game out there you covered tonight wasn't all that close, but I will tell you, we've got Oakland and Ravenwood in a 1-score game, and Ravenwood has the ball now with 9 minutes to go. You got anything you want to say about that one? Because it's pretty close. It's 38-31 right now.
I'm sure whichever of my colleagues from Main Street Preps is at that game will do a fantastic job writing that game story.
I think we've got Tyler up there, and he usually does do a pretty good job.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll take my chances with Tyler then.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for giving us the time tonight, Ivan, and good luck with the story, of course, and thanks for taking the time.
Okay, you guys have a good night. We'll see you later.
See you, man.
That was Ivan Aronin reporting live from the Warren County Mount Juliet Golden Bear game. And Oakland still leads Ravenwood 38-31, but Ravenwood got the ball back, and they're starting to do a little bit more marching. Look out, Casey. Ravenwood not going away. Can't say enough about them tonight. You really can't. It's still got 9 minutes to play, but this is where my eyes are right now. I can't think about anything else for some reason.
Yeah, no, I'm doing the same thing. It's kind of like, I mean, you want to keep up with everything that's going on, and I've got photographers and coaches texting me and stuff like that, but this game has caught my attention. I mean, this has really been really fun to watch. But what I just did is I went to our little Google Doc where me and the rest of the guys that work here, we put our guess in for who's going to win. And we have one young lady that works for us who took Ravenwood to win this game.
Who is this?
Emily Spears took Ravenwood.
What is up with her?
She
is a magician.
Yeah. I mean, I'm tired of it. I think she needs to go to like Vegas or something.
What does she do? Does she just pick the opposite of everybody else?
I think she honestly just takes the opposite of whatever Russell picks.
Because Russell's the guy.
Yeah, yeah. And Russell's got me by a game right now, I think. I want to say he's like a game ahead of me. But hey, I'm right there. I'm nipping on the. Let's see. Monty Hale and Russell Vannozzi are both 21-9 after 3 weeks. I'm 20-10. Okay. I know I lost a few games this week. I got a few of them was way off. Do we have a Tullahoma final? Because that was going to be another game I did want to talk about. That's a huge game that has a lot of implications in the Creekwood area.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, Emily Spears, I cannot believe. I mean, I hear her name every night in the predictions.
Yep, every time.
I mean, every week she is the talk of the predictions. So credit to her. Fairview tonight. Westview and Fairview are in a good one. Westview leads Fairview right now 32-26 with 3 minutes left in that one. So
and I was telling y'all earlier, that was kind of surprising to me because Fairview hadn't got on the board yet, but that offense had looked pretty good. That score kind of makes more sense to me, 32-26.
Right.
I will say I've found a Tullahoma Marshall County score, and it's who did I take? Okay, I'm going to lie about who I took, but Marshall County is up 41-7 right now in that game in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
It may actually be final now. That was a few minutes ago.
Wow.
And Marshall County had a rough showing last week against Creekwood. It took a last-minute field goal to beat them. So,
another score that I've got before we go to a break, and then after the break, I'll give you one more big scoreboard update, and we'll finish watching the end of this Oakland Ravenwood game, and then we'll call it quits. But the Davidson Academy Bears defeat Hunters Lane tonight 39-6. So Davidson Academy bounces back after a tough showing against FRA last week at home. FRA went into their stadium and dominated them. So they bounce back. They get a win over Hunters Lane tonight 39-6. And Ravenwood has just punted back to Oakland. So 6.5 to play. And if you're Oakland now, Casey, just run that football.
Yeah,
that's
it's
all.
Bleed the clock time is all this is. And of course, it does kind of fit in with what Oakland likes to do. They want to keep it on the ground. They want to run it well. And I mean, if Creasy had it his way, it'd be about a 7-minute possession right here in the end of the game.
Oh, no doubt about it. And Gallatin, of course, we talked about them losing to Station Camp 28-20. Green Hill tonight. Green Hill leads 30-19 over Columbia Central. So credit to Green Hill tonight. And we'll go to break here, Casey. We'll give the viewers one more scoreboard update, and then we'll kind of wrap up this Oakland Ravenwood game eventually. Starting to look like Oakland might run it out, but Ravenwood is still making some good tackles out there, so that's still a really good game to watch. But
just enough time to go crazy.
Just enough time here, and Casey, we will take one more break and have one more scoreboard update for you tonight. Thanks for Staying with us tonight on Friday Night Live on Main Street Media Television. For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome every opportunity to serve and satisfy their clients. Whether you are looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and remodel is unique, luxurious, completed on time, and within budget. Contact them today to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects by logging on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
Do you love bacon? I mean, do you really love bacon? Who doesn't, right? The 3rd annual Murfreesboro Bacon Fest is coming up Saturday, September 10th. Admission and parking are free. The Bacon Festival will feature live music, food, and craft vendors. And did I say bacon? You can ride a mechanical hog ride. Visit the Kids Zone with free inflatables. There will also be hourly raffles with great prizes and an opportunity to purchase Bacon Festival merchandise. And did I say bacon? Yeah. There will even be a bacon eating contest. Visit the 3rd annual Murfreesboro Bacon Festival Facebook page for all the details.
Jody Jones Dentistry can handle all your dental needs, from the basics to cosmetic procedures. All of this in the nicest dental facility I have ever seen. Jody has done it right. They're located conveniently at 55 Music Square East, and for an appointment, it's simple. Dial 615-259-5100 and tell them Plaz sent you. When you're thinking about golf, consider Riverside Golf Links. Under new ownership, the course has improved dramatically. It's now 27 holes, complemented by a 9-hole executive course. Book a tee time now at 615-847-5074 and get ready to enjoy the beauty of golf in the Old Hickory area at Riverside Golf Links.
I'm Bart Durham.
I was sworn in as a lawyer in 1963, and I've been working as a lawyer since then.
We're a firm that does exclusively personal injury, a lot of tractor-trailer crashes. Insurance companies will open up their checkbooks when you force them to.
We have systems that work.
We get the most money for our clients in the shortest amount of time.
I'm Blair Durham. My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
This is attorney Bart Durham, and this is me. I'm Aaliyah. Keeping in good physical condition is really important to me. But when I had a wreck with a tractor-trailer truck that hurt my legs so bad I couldn't work for almost a year, I knew I needed a lawyer that understood tractor-trailer cases. So I called Bart. Bart gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
At Bart Durham Injury Law, we've handled hundreds of tractor-trailer cases.
My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good. I thought I was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
Welcome back to Friday Night Live here on Main Street Media Television alongside Casey Patrick. I'm Billy Derrick as we get set for the last little segment here of Friday Night Live. Oakland just tacked on another touchdown. It looks like they're gonna pull away late. Got about 2.5 to play against Ravenwood. 45-31 now. About 2:20 to play in that one. So we looks like that'll go final here eventually. It is Friday Night Live, powered by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, also Donnelly Timmons Custom Builders, sponsoring the scoreboard updates tonight. We now go live to Brian Stewart. Brian, I know I texted you, but I know if I'm not mistaken, were you at Gallatin Station Camp tonight?
Yes, sir, Billy. They just went final over here. Gallatin Station Camp played, as always, the big rivalry here, Sumner County. Great game all the way down to the finish. Station Camp ended up coming out ahead in this one, 28-20. It was just a really hard fought game between two physical teams that love to run the ball. Had a lot of ground yards running, and then they had a lot of great defensive plays. Station Camp just kind of wore them out there at the end as far as the overall physicality of the team. Come out the victors. It was a great crowd out there today. Mayor Paige Brown from Gallatin was out there to present the cup this evening to the winners of Station Camp. And that crowd, I'm telling you, Billy, Casey, it was just an absolutely fantastic atmosphere up here in Sumner County tonight.
Not surprised at all, Brian. We always, no matter what game you're at each week, we expect to be a great crowd. Real quick, Brian, Zakai Brinkley, Casey and I talked about him before the game today in the pregame. We said if Station Camp stops Zakai Brinkley, they're going to win this game tonight. I'm guessing that's what they did. He had 123 yards rushing last week. How did Station Camp stop him tonight?
Well, it seemed to me that they were just overloading the box, bringing the safety up for help. And, the front really did a good job of containing him tonight. Now, he still had his moments. The kid is a great talent, and he still had his flashes on the field. But, at the end of the day, when Station Camp knows that the quarterback's not going to be able to throw the ball with consistency, they're going to load that box, and that's what they did tonight. They loaded up. They waited for the run. They were able to contain him. He had his big plays, but it just wasn't enough for Gallatin tonight. And Station Camp answered right back with their runs of their own. And, it was a great game. It really was. It was tied up going into the fourth quarter. And, the defense just made the key stops. And Gallatin surprisingly went for it on a fourth down with a fake punt. And I think that was kind of the key moment right there in the fourth quarter. Station Camp got that momentum, and they just didn't relent that lead, and they contained that running back, and it was just a great win for Station tonight.
Well, as we know, a lot of these games, they sometimes get out of hand, and they're not really fun to watch or cover, really. But you had a close one tonight. How much better is that, at least on your end? And I know the kids, they don't want to lose, but these close games, they got to be so much better for everybody in the community and for both schools, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's, I was at the Beach Hendersonville game last week, handed out the trophy there. And, both teams played well in the first of the game, but Beach just pulled away and was clearly the better team in the second half. And you could see the excitement and all of it went out of that stadium at Beach about a little after halftime, around the middle of the third quarter. And tonight at Station Camp, both sides, Gallatin and Station Camp, were just cheering, stomping, playing the good music. Everybody was dancing. It was a great, energetic crowd on both sides. And, the teams played hard. You could tell that they were leaving it on the field all night long. And at the end of the game, Gallatin was you could just tell they were just gassed. I think both teams were. But Station just found a little bit more in the tank and pulled it out there at the end. And the crowd, I think, definitely had something to do with it. They were into it. I was standing on the sideline with the principals this evening, and the principals were up there just enjoying the heck out of it. They love seeing their team win, but they love looking around and seeing a full stadium. And it was standing room only at Station Camp tonight.
Now, and one other thing I wanted to bring up real quick, I know we've talked a lot about Zakai Brinkley, and he absolutely is a talent all on his own. But Station Camp, they got a running back in Luke Dickens. It's pretty good himself. How well did he fare tonight against a pretty stout Gallatin defense?
Well, it was honestly that running game for Station Camp was a difference. There wasn't a lot of passing tonight. The air attack was just not there for either team. But, man, that ground game for Station Camp just kept plugging away, getting 4, 5, 6 yard chunks, making the short down and distance. And it just proved to really wear down Gallatin's defense. And, like I said, they were neck and neck all the way through to the fourth quarter. And then Station just went ahead on that late touchdown and went for 2 and converted. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he is the one that actually converted the 2-point conversion. So it was a great night for him, a great night for Station Camp's offensive line. They made a great push up front all night. Gave him running lanes, gave him options in the backfield. So kudos to that whole offensive unit. They did their job tonight for sure.
Well, Brian, really appreciate it as always. I'm jealous of you, man. You always get to see so many great atmospheres wherever you're at Friday night. Sounded like a great one tonight at Station Camp. Station Camp gets the win. Huge win for them. Brian, as always, man, thanks for taking the time. Enjoy your football weekend, too.
Oh, yeah. It's, we've got great college football. We got the Titans playing Sunday. I'll be down there for that game. And as always, Billy and Casey, One Stop Realty, on behalf of me, we thank you for giving me the opportunity and giving us all the opportunity to spotlight these kids and help them, get their name out there for doing what they love. It's just there's just nothing like high school football for sure.
No doubt about it. Amen to that. Brian, thanks for taking the time tonight.
Yes, sir. Have a great night.
All right, that was Brian Stewart from One Stop Realty. Of course, big sponsor of the George Plaster Show. Every day has a little spot, about 2-3 minute spot with George. So always good to get back connected with Brian. Casey, it's now time for the scoreboard update, and you're going to do this. You're going to do this scoreboard update thing. Let's see if we can get this all organized though, and make this a full screen. There we go, Casey. Let's get that music rolling. Donnelly Timmons Custom Builders is the sponsor. I'll make it easier on you to see here now.
There we go.
There you
See,
go.
I'm getting old, man. I couldn't see with those little letters.
I saw your face getting a little bit nervous over there. But Casey, let's scroll back up there, get the music going. Donnelly Timmons is the sponsor, of course, of this scoreboard update. Casey, go right ahead, man.
All right. As we know, Innsworth with a 21-9 final over Holy Innocents, and North Cobb Christian 50-6 over Copper Basin. Also, we've got Bearden 56-14 over South Doyle. I'm pretty sure that's a final. Riverdale 41-3. That should be a final. 28-8 Grace Christian Academy over Kings Academy. 31-7 Nashville Christian. Really good showing for them against BGA. We talked about that. 62-0 MTCS. Huge win over Mount Juliet Christian School. Mount Juliet 40-0 over Warren County. We just got the update from Ivan about that. Let's see what else we got. 18-6. Oh, I think that's a little bit of an older score for the Hunters Lane game. Hunters Lane wound up having a pretty good score for that one.
Davidson Academy ended up winning, something like 40-18.
That's what I meant.
Yep.
40. Yep. And then let's see, Rockville up 24-21 on Lincoln County.
Yep.
West Creek up 28-20 over Kenwood. Let's see, Christian Brothers 44-0. Gordonsville 34-0. Waverly Central, that's a big win for them, 50-14 over McNary Central. Let's see what we got. Cleveland over East Ridge 41-7. That was the West Knoxville game. We talked about that one earlier. Some Chattanooga scores. They're up 64-0 over Harding County. Greenville and Morristown tied at 14. Hardin County and University School of Jackson 7-7 still. That's a score we've got. Of course, we talked about the Alcoa Maryville game. Huge game earlier tonight. 27-14 Alcoa. Huge win for them. And then let's see. Henry County and Brentwood. Oh, man, what a final. Brentwood 14-12 over Henry County. McGavick, big win over Stratford. We talked about Stratford's struggles this year, 49-0 over them. Cannon County, 28-21 over Webb School. White House Heritage, 38-20, or is that just Heritage? It may be just Heritage. 38-20 over William Blunt High School. Harpeth Sycamore, the game I skipped out on to hang out with you guys tonight. Harpeth won 34-14. And then Page, 28-14. We talked about that one a bunch too. I would have loved to have been at that game.
Mm-hmm.
That had to be fun to watch. Smyrna with a huge final over Laverne, 38-6. Cook County over Seymour, 13-16 or 16-13. Dangle Boone up 7-0 over Elizabethton. Clay County 38-6 over Cornersville. Houston 37-14 over Pure Academy. Dobbins Bennett 49-6 over David Crockett. Brentwood Academy, we've talked about that one too. 42-7 over Whitehaven. Giles County 27-20 over Franklin County. Let's see.
Wait, is that Overton score for real?
I don't think so. It
There's
says
no way.
80-20. I'm going to look this up on my phone as soon as I'm done talking.
There's no way.
That's nuts. Their offense is crazy, but they run it too much to put up 80 in a 40-minute game.
I don't know about that.
I don't either. Let's see what we've got. Fayetteville, Upperman, 29-6 for Fayetteville. Westview with a final over Fairview.
Big win.
Yeah, sorry to you Yellow Jacket fans. I know you're tuned in tonight. 32-26 Westview win. And then Pearl Cone, it says 7-0 over Creekwood.
They dominated.
Yeah, it was 35-7 for Pearl Cone. 42-42 for South Fulton and West Carroll. I know that's two teams that we don't, really cover a lot around here, but that's got to be a fun game to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Blackman winning big over Summit. Huge win, 54-21 over Summit. Silverdale Academy over Lakeway Christian, 47-19. Let's see, Marshall County, 42-7 over Tullahoma. Rossview on top of Northeast, 20-12 right now. I think we had a different score for that one. Clarksville over Dixon County, 46-20. We talked about that one. Haywood on top of Lexington. Wow, that's a good game too. Two really big programs over there in West Tennessee, 42-28 for Haywood. And then what do we got? Of course, the Friendship Christian score, 28-7 over GCA.
And looks like that's pretty much it. Red Bank and Saudi Daisy and a good one tonight as well. But Good Pasture Christian Academy of Knoxville, I think that is. In progress, no score there. But Casey, that'll do it, man. That'll do it, of course. And in a little bit early tonight, but still plenty of good football. I don't know what this thing's got going on now. There we go. A lot of good football tonight, Casey. Real quick, my main takeaway tonight was Ravenwood. I mean, I know they lost the game, and we've got Coach Creasy on our TV right now getting interviewed after the game. Credit to Oakland tonight, but, I mean, I really like what I saw at Ravenwood tonight. And, you said it at the beginning of the show. They're a really good team. They're a tough team. And, I'm with you. I really like Ravenwood this year. I know they ended up losing, but they, if you're anybody this week, I'd rather be Ravenwood. I know they're 2-2, but I mean, look, it's not a bad loss at all.
Well, now in Oakland's 4-0 this season, they were 15-0 last year. They don't do a whole lot of losing. So if you are one of the teams that plays them pretty close, you got to be pretty happy with yourself. You're never going to be happy with a loss. I know those kids on Ravenwood sideline and the coach is probably a little angry right now, but that's a really good showing against an impressive football team. So good for Ravenwood. They're only going to grow from that. I think Oakland is too. Like we talked about earlier with George.
Right.
These close ball games help you later on in postseason. So I think it's good for everybody. You see a little bit of emotion there from some of the Ravenwood kids, but this is a good game for them, and it shows them that they're capable of hanging with anybody.
Right, no doubt. And Ravenwood, of course, is always a formidable opponent for anybody, but especially this year, they've held their own. And to close out here, we're gonna head out one more call, the last call tonight. Brady Mack, you're our last call in report of the night. How does that feel?
Man, that feels pretty good. I like capping things off.
I love it. How'd your game end up tonight?
Yeah, so I told you guys that at halftime it was 17-6 Rossview. It's pretty good defense by both sides. That ended up not being the case. In fact, Northeast came back and won 34-20.
Wow.
Yeah. And how about this for a stat? Northeast running back, Cam Matthew, 4 touchdowns, 310 yards rushing. So he had himself a night.
Yes, he did.
How many carries did he pick up? They just turn around and give him the ball 45 times?
No, I didn't get the carry numbers, but it couldn't have been much more than 20 because he had, rushing touchdowns of, I believe, 65, 95, and 46. Those were 3 of his touchdowns. So he had some chunk plays tonight.
Sounds like video game numbers to me.
That's crazy. Oh, my gosh. Brady,
playing Madden on easy difficulty.
That's right.
Brady, what is it with your schedule? I feel like you go to just a crazy game each week. You never know what's going to happen.
Things have been weird, man. That's Montgomery County football for you. Can hard to predict.
No doubt. Brady, we got to get going here with the show, but thanks as always for checking in. You're the last caller. You get a gold star.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, Brady. All right, that's Brady Mack. And Casey, that'll do it tonight. Man, really appreciate you checking in with us tonight and sitting in with us. And I know high school football is a love of yours. It's a love of mine. We got more football to watch this weekend, college and NFL, of course, kicking off. But big thanks to sponsors, Tennessee Highway Safety Office and Donnelly Timmons Custom Builders. Casey, good luck to the Vols tomorrow.
Yeah, man, I'm pooped. I worked so hard behind this table all night long.
I'm going to rest and do a lot of nothing this weekend.
No, I'm ready to watch some football too,
man.
man.
Oh, my gosh.
Thanks for having me on tonight, by the way.
You got it. You've been listening and watching. Got to keep saying watching to Friday Night Live here on Main Street Media TV. We'll see you next week for week 5 of high school football.